Okay. That's
Uh-oh.
weird.
Didn't that happen last week?
That's fucking weird.
I would just hit cancel.
That's fucking weird.
I don't know what's going on.
Hopefully we're still alive.
I'm at a bit of a loss.
I'd hit cancel. Do cancel. Cancel there too.
Well, it now says 5 minutes. Oh, nope, it faded in. Okay, good. Hey!
If this is working, I'm sorry, technology's hard.
Yeah. Sucks.
We tried to combine some new stuff, make it work.
Keep saying can
Changes can't be
prevent.
No?
I'm not sure. If it's working, let us know, please.
Yeah, that's kind of what we want. This week, if you can hear us, which I don't see any comments, so I don't know if that's happening. We are doing a Guinness Extra Stout.
They probably
was
can,
Tate's.
or they'd be like, "We can't hear you."
Huh?
Be commenting.
Which was Tate's, and Chris is doing a chocolate shake porter.
Yep.
Yeah, chocolate shake porter. So I think Guinness is self-explanatory because
Sort of frozen down there.
Stouts, but it's whatever. It's whatever. So we're hey, we have the parental advisory on again. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I put that up instead of the TVMA. I like it better.
Yeah, I do like that better too.
Cool.
Makes me feel like an Eminem album or something. Right? Parental advisory.
Ooh.
I'm gonna reload.
Yeah, just do it.
Ooh.
Pull the trigger. I don't even know if it's working.
Wow.
But it says we're live, so that's good.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna make a note about this because I have a feeling once I finish this beer, I'm gonna forget it. Oh no! Oh shit!
Oh, what in the fuck? That ain't even the right one.
Is that what it's saying is
Oh
live?
shit! Like that's last week's, isn't it?
No, that was episode 45.
Oh,
There it is, live.
Right one.
Okay, it's working.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam says he can see us.
Hey!
Thank
you can't see-
God.
Wait, you say C? What is it here?
Yeah, can you hear us too?
Here. That's kind of the whole point.
God damn it, we're already a couple beers in.
Oh, all right. I made my notes, some of my notes, and if I accidentally text them, they go to Sarah.
So Adam, if you're out there, tell us what you thought of the Khabib McGregor fight.
Dude, as expected.
Oh,
As expected.
We had a Waveman Jiu-Jitsu online poll on our page, and people were able to vote. And I think it was like McGregor won.
I saw that.
McGregor won by far, like almost 2-1. And I'm just like, yeah, if he gets lucky and catches that one shot, but other than that one shot, which is a narrow window, he has never met somebody like this before.
I picked Khabib on somebody's post.
Somebody was asking me about that because they were like, "Oh, you don't watch," and I was like, "Oh no, between the two, it's definitely gonna be Khabib." Because I've heard you two talk enough about it.
It's not Khabib, it's Habib.
Habib, yeah.
Is it Habib?
Habib.
Ah.
I watched a YouTube video, and it was him telling people how to pronounce his name.
Okay.
And now, yeah, Joe calls him Habib. Everybody does now.
Well,
I still see the K, and I'm like,
But like he also breaks up his last name. He doesn't. It's like Nurmagomedov. You know, he actually breaks into like three.
So that you do learn his name correctly.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, they're asking about that, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna win." They're like, "Nah, it's McGregor," because McGregor had the big fight a while ago.
I don't know if they should like strip him of his shit or anything. Like, if McGregor did that, they'd give him a slap on the wrist, probably.
No, yeah. The hard thing is that Habib is not a U.S. citizen. I don't know. I don't think McGregor is actually either.
Isn't he Irish?
McGregor is,
Straight
yeah,
out of Ireland?
yeah.
Another dude's Russian.
But like, I really loved. I think my favorite part of the whole fight was Derek Lewis's post-fight interview.
Yeah.
My balls is hot.
At first, I thought he said my balls was caught.
Like, well, the camera turned over to him. He was just in like these little black spandex shorts, and then you see some guy from the Nevada State Athletic Commission whisper something to him, and he's like, "Oh God damn it!" Starts putting his pants back on, and then Joe's like, "Hey, why'd you take your pants off?" My balls was hot. Man, great
Nice.
content.
It does. It sounds good.
Like, to me, that's no worse than the bus incident.
Oh well, yeah, Khabib running out into the crowd, but he can't be responsible for the chain reaction that occurred.
Did you just say Khabib?
Khabib, I know. But he can't be responsible for the chain reaction. And Connor has jumped into the ring at Bellator when he wasn't even fighting. Post-fight, like right after the guy got KO'd, Connor burst into the ring, and on one of his fights, he ran out into the crowd and like confronted Jose Aldo out in the crowd. It's not like what Khabib did was, except for the fact that he was throwing punches, right? So that is going to require some kind of action by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. They might suspend him, and if they suspend him for like a year, then he will be stripped because the title will have to be defended before a year's time. But he's 26, 27-0. He's going to get, if that happened, he will get an immediate title shot when he comes back. What's Adam saying? Well, and he's saying that McGregor is as much to blame. Absolutely. And Dana White is
What up, Blair?
is to blame as much as well, because Dana White, when they're when people at the press conferences are throwing racial slurs at Khabib, whatever his name is, Dana White smiled. He smiled because he's enjoying the fact that they're building the fight and they're building tension and they're building this. But you can't expect somebody not to take that personally.
Hypes it on the front end and then shuns it on the back end.
Yeah, and Khabib said it when he was at the post-fight press conference. He's like, he talked about my religion. He talked about my family. He talked about my country. Why we no talk about this? Yeah, shit, McGregor. I mean, in my mind, McGregor crosses lines all the time. And he said this should be a sport of respect. That's what Khabib said.
Yeah.
And if there's a movement back towards that and away from McGregor, I would say it's only a good thing for the sport.
Good.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, I haven't been to jiu-jitsu in a while, but you have that family atmosphere instead of people just coming in and talking shit the whole time you're rolling. I mean, yeah, I could see it being fun, but I could see it getting redundant and too ego-driven at the same time. And people end up fighting instead of training.
Yeah. Yep. I did see that today, Adam.
I know MMA is different than jiu-jitsu, but kind of the same aspect applies to me.
Blair says it's all a money game.
Yep.
I'm curious if they would be indefinitely suspended or how that works. I mean, because then you're talking about like the federal government and their involvement in all this, and that's.
I think as long as you're not charged criminally, it doesn't really matter.
Okay,
Yeah.
no criminal charges are brought. That makes sense.
No.
But tonight, everybody, we're drinking. We're starting off with the Guinness.
I already said this.
Well, people don't really listen to you when you talk,
Probably.
Jason. So we're drinking the Guinness Extra Stout. I decided to pick this one tonight because
I said that too.
I didn't think that we have, tried enough stuff internationally, I guess. Well, and you said you wanted something dark.
I did.
I haven't had
absolutely one.
I'll wait to say that, actually.
No. Wait, what? Are you gonna say you haven't had a Guinness?
I haven't had a Guinness since I was like 18
Okay.
when I was in Denver, Colorado, doing a Hooters photo shoot in my car. I had a Hooters model posing on my Honda.
Here, let me share this real
And
quick.
a professional photographer taking pictures for like a calendar. So my car was in the calendar
Nice.
with titties on it. But I hadn't had Guinness since then. I was underage and I hated it. Not too bad now.
I remember Guinness was one of the only beers where the bubbles floated up. Or wait, or is it the bubbles float down when they're poured? It's the opposite of normal because it's really heavy and thick.
Oh, dude, yeah, they're
going up.
So my favorite Guinness story is just because we were there.
What's up, Amanda, Alfredo?
They were talking. We went to in Dublin. We went to the Guinness place, and they have this big gravity bar, which is way up on whatever the top of the building is. And you can pour your own pint, and they teach you. They have like a 3-step process of pouring your own pint or whatever.
Yeah, because there's actually a requirement for the head that you have to put on.
Exactly. Yeah. But we were there at the same time as Obama and so the whole freaking town was nuts. But Obama went to the Guinness, I think they call it the storeroom, the day after we were there. And there were photos of him while we were in Dublin. He was pouring his own pint and drinking with a bunch of.
Did he pour
bunch of
like
white
half
dudes.
glass?
No. Oh, he had a big full brimming glass, and he
I-
had the Guinness mustache,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you
the one you got to suck out of your mustache. Oh, let's see here.
So, Hydra. We've got a couple minutes. Hydra is this weekend. Everybody look for snaps and posts and everything this weekend. We will be in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, going to Hydra.
Saturday.
That is going to be a thing. We've been talking about it for a while. We are going to drink all.
What's up,
You know what?
Ashley?
I'm going to say we're going to drink every one of the beers that they have on tap.
Okay, whoa.
Yes.
Dibs.
That's what I'm fucking
I have a
doing.
dibs. If they have one more horn goblet left,
Yes.
dibs. It's mine.
All right.
I don't give a shit what you guys say.
Okay.
Have you seen them?
Yeah.
Like authentic
Yeah.
horn goblets.
Sounds good. But I will snap my review. This is my thing. I will snap my review of every beer that we drink. Of every one of their different beers. But I have to remember what our login is for Snapchat so I can use our Snapchat
I know.
rather than my Snapchat.
I know.
So that is what's going to happen. Expect a bunch of sours. Expect a bunch of drunkenness. And we have a party to go to. It's somebody's birthday party.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
And
It's
we're
going to
probably
be
gonna be
Derek's
drunk
birthday.
before we even show up.
Oh, I know. It's going to be so great. I can't wait.
I'm really looking forward to hanging out
can't
at Hydra.
I can't remember if it was Derek who told us or Bud who told us, but he said, hey, right next to there's like a place and it's nothing but meat. And you can get all you can eat meat. And they just keep bringing it out until you red card them. And I was like,
a Fogo de Chao or
Yeah.
whatever. Fogo de Chao.
yeah. And I was like, that sounds like the perfect way to pre-game for drinking all day. Is just a stomach full of heavy proteins and then just drink on top of it.
Yep.
And oh man, drink 500 beers on that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Done with that shit.
Whoever's out there, let us know what you're drinking. If you're drinking, I know it's only Tuesday.
It's been bad weather. I hope somebody, if you found, other than peppermint schnapps, if you found something that goes well in hot cocoa, let me know. Please let
As
me
far
know.
as beer,
Hot cocoa.
No, any kind of alcohol.
Bailey's Irish Cream, dude.
Sometimes it just, for me, it has a little bit of a weird flavor to it.
Vodka.
whenever I
Even
drink
if it's just a little bit, like usually it's a little creamer.
So they used to. I haven't seen it anymore, but they used to have a mint Bailey's, and that I would put in
I don't
there,
like mint.
and it was
My wife
great.
loves mint, but
It was awesome, and we used to put them in the
Oh,
Starbucks
okay.
Frappuccinos, where you could buy you can get like the vanilla Frappuccino, and we'd drink past down the neck, and then we'd fill it up with the mint Bailey's, shake it up.
I almost think
Drink
you could
those.
heat up
Those were
your
delicious.
horny goat
Peanut
chocolate
butter.
peanut butter porter, and then put. You said hot chocolate, hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa,
And then
hot chocolate, hot cocoa, either.
Put hot cocoa powder in that, and then just warm that up, and that's just like delicious, amazing.
A Caucasian.
Hey
I don't
mom,
know. I've been trying to find something that would be a good make drink for the winter that's easy for everybody. So I don't know. This is usually the season, and you'll appreciate this. This is usually the season when we start making butter beers. So we start watching Harry Potter because for some reason it's fall and winter. That's Harry Potter season, and we drink some butter beers.
I am so looking forward to watching Harry Potter on my Blu-ray on my new TV.
Do you have it on Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, if you don't, I've got the whole.
Well, I'm almost tempted to go and get them on the Ultra HD because I have the Xbox. And the Xbox, apparently, I've never done it. Apparently, that can play it's almost 4K content. Ultra HD
I
DVDs.
didn't know that.
Yeah, the Xbox One S, whatever, can do it. But
There you go. Vodka or bourbon and hot cocoa with marshmallows.
Maybe bourbon, vodka now.
Bourbon.
That would turn it for me.
Yep.
Oh.
So, Mom, this one's kind of like, I don't know, like I thought about you when I picked this one. It's one of my mom's favorite beers. Guinness.
Nice.
Just the regular Guinness, no, not the
Just
extra
the
stuff.
Guinness, yeah, just the straight up Guinness.
While we're reviewing this, can I have one more?
Yeah, they didn't have the just the regular Guinness draft in a 6-pack. They only had the extra stout in a 6-pack, so that's the way we decided to go.
What was the regular in 12?
Yeah, it was in a 12-pack. Oh,
that and I think those ones are nitros. The ones that they serve with those.
Yeah, fucking.
Because they always come out really flat. Like that's what I was telling him. Is because every year whenever I do stouts and stews, I get those to mix in with my stew, and then I'm always like, well, fuck, I gotta buy at least a 6-pack, and I use 2, 3 in my stew, then I have the rest, and I'm like, oh, these are so flat, they're disgusting. They are disgusting.
So we're ready for a beer review too, aren't we?
Yes, we are. You start. It's your beer.
That is a fact. I don't know if they're. I mean, I'd have to read a little bit on it, but I don't know if I really taste any noticeable hop characteristics in it at all. And it's a stout.
Yes.
Definitely very, very malty.
Yes.
And very much toasted, dark, dark malts, and a very rich. I mean, the kind of stereotypical thing about Guinness is, particularly when you get it out of a draft, is the creamy head that just like hangs around for the entire beer. And sometimes, like even below the top portion of the creamy head, there's like all the way down the glass, you can see this
where
these layers,
the bubbles are,
these layers, and so it's a really creamy beer. I don't know if this is necessarily like any that we have tried so far. We've done some stouts and porters, like the sweet milk stouts kind of remind me of this. What was that one we did last week?
Was it the airplanes?
No. We did the oatmeal stout by.
Was that
Breckenridge Brewing?
Breckenridge, yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, this is a similar beer as far as like the flavor.
Ooh, okay. I'm glad you touched on that. So I'll have to remember.
But as far as like, it's not my favorite beer to drink every day. Like it's a seasonal thing. It's been raining for 4 fucking days straight here, and so it makes me want to drink these dark beers.
Yeah.
But
it's weird how we're so affected by weather as people,
or
as a organism.
So I feel like with this, I don't feel like anything can replace drinking draft out of the tap. Like, I don't feel like the experience is as good out of a can or out of a bottle.
Two, I'm getting good. Well, no, I've got 3 now. I'm getting a strong buzz.
Solid buzz.
Yeah.
It's rolling. But when I'm in the mood for it, I'll seek it out. So I'll give it a 7.5.
Me?
Yep, you were trying to make sure you remember shit. So go ahead.
So I had to take notes because that first drink, I was like, "Whoa, what the hell's going on here?" It's got a really smoky flavor to it. I don't know, and it's only on the front. It's not on the back. Like it almost tastes like a woody smoke. Like it's not like liquid smoke like some of the other stuff that we've had where it's like, ooh, that's not a good. It's actually a good front note. And I don't know why that is, but you touch on the malts to it. It's very malty. It's very toasted, but it's caramely. It's got a lot of caramel flavor to it, and that it carries through the whole process. It starts at the front, it finishes, it lasts. Like that lingers as that caramel note, and it's because of those malts. That malt flavor lasts too. I mean, it's really good. I was actually surprised by how much of this evening, I was like, "Oh man, this is actually great for this weather. This is perfect for this weather." And I was like, stout. It's gonna be a little heavy. It doesn't feel too heavy actually. It doesn't feel overly heavy. This feels like a good drinking beer. It's nice that it's cold. I don't know how this would be as like a warmer beer. That's something that I'm actually interested in. I bet it would make some of those malt characteristics come out even more. I made one other note. What was the other note? Oh, you mentioned Breckenridge Brewery, the style that we had last week. I like this much more than I liked that one. This actually has some notifiable, some original characteristics to it, where you can say, "Hey, that's what makes this drink," where the other one didn't. Noteworthy sounds bad. Noteworthy. But it actually stands out because of those. It's really good. I mean, I didn't. If you wouldn't have chose this tonight, I probably wouldn't have bought this all season. I'll absolutely buy this again this winter. It's definitely going to be something that I will put in the fridge. I won't, however, use this in my my Guinness stew. I will use the shitty flat draft, whatever.
Draft.
Is it draft? It's DRAUGHT for Guinness. I don't know. But I will absolutely use that one continuously just because those flavors actually complement the stew more. But I would drink this while I eat the stew.
Yeah, originally the stouts and stews were supposed to be last weekend, right?
Yes, but nobody responded with that they were available.
Well, and then we had other things happen to where we all had things going on.
Mm-hmm.
You had yours last year. At what time?
December. It was like December 6th.
Okay.
Because it was right at Merry Mayhem, so it was definitely
same weekend.
Which is this year why I wanted to do it a little bit earlier.
So Merry Mayhem is a fundraiser to get toys.
Toys for tots, I want to say.
Kids get toys, right?
It's either $5 to enter or a toy.
And you go in.
I think all the proceeds go to children.
And there's just bands playing music. And it's at the Muse.
Yep.
Is there every year?
Yeah, for the last 13, I think.
It'll be fun to go back to the Muse.
Do you actually give a number?
On mine? Yeah. 7.5.
Oh, is it 7.5? I will agree with you on that. I will buy this, but it's got to be certain weather. It's got to be a certain type. I definitely couldn't drink this in the summer, which he was just talking about it being one of those weather things with creatures and everything. Yeah, absolutely. This is not a summer beer, but for rainy weather like this, yeah, perfect.
Or if it's snowing, or if you're by a fireplace or something.
Which your wife was so upset that it's going to be cold in South Dakota when we go, and I was like, "That's perfect weather." That so I can have my nice booze blanket on, and then we can all sit downstairs around that fireplace, maybe play a board game or something. Fuck yeah!
No Monopoly.
No
Monopoly's table flipping game.
No,
maybe Catan or something like that.
Ooh, no. We've got a bunch of stuff. We've got a ton of games.
So I kind of have mixed feelings about this beer. I kind of want to try it warmer or room temp almost, like maybe just chilled. It doesn't feel right cold. I hadn't had this when I was 18 or whatever. It was a regular Guinness, so there's a difference. I may still not like that one. I don't know. I'll have to try that one sometime, but I think it would be better draft. Who knows? I don't know. It's very bitter and dry to me, but it has that stout body, which I like the stout body, but the bitterness is kind of just like it falls off, and then my tongue's dried out, and I want to take more drinks, but then it doesn't satisfy it on the next drink or the next one like continuously.
Holy shit! They actually have this very well described in here.
Something I don't like, but a slight bite leading to a dry.
Yeah. They've drank a few of their beers.
It's definitely roasty, like you guys were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about fruitiness. Subtle fermentation fruitiness.
Distinctively black, full body.
It's kind of coffee-ish to me, like a cold coffee stout type thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see me buying this again.
Oh,
but I would take one if somebody offered it to me. Fuck yeah, especially out of a glass. I don't know if I could take like a can of this. It just wouldn't feel right. I'm gonna go 6.5. It's definitely drinkable. It's just a little bitter for me. It's got that coffee.
It doesn't
black
really have
coffee
anything
bitterness.
Yeah, nothing says even really a hint of sweet.
And you guys know I got a sweet tooth, so you gotta be a little bit.
You also love your coffee though, but you do put creamer and sugar.
Creamer and sugar in, yeah. Not a ton. I like the sweet with a little bite. Like it's a balancing act.
Yeah,
I like both.
Black coffee until it's beer time.
6.5,
7.5.
7.5, 7.5.
Yep.
cool.
I like it pretty well. Oh.
So I read some shit about Venom to where it didn't get a whole lot of great reception online, but I liked it.
You saw it?
Yeah, we went Friday when it came out, and it was good. Very entertaining.
Dan Hardy was good.
Yeah.
See Dan Hardy
Or Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Yeah.
Dan Hardy's the Mohawk.
Dan Hardy's
fighter.
the Brit. Dan the Outlaw Hardy, I believe, with the red mohawk.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he could bang.
He's from the WEC days, ain't he?
Yeah. Oh man, his fight with George St. Pierre was great. St. Pierre dominated, but Dan Hardy could not be submitted. He's like, I don't tap. And that was one other funny thing about Khabib in one of his post-fight press conferences. Habib.
Let me go.
She corrected me.
Is he? Oh yeah. He's like, I tell you, Connor and his whole team, they tap machine. They just tap. God, I love him. It's like they're a hard culture over there.
Did he not make it to the UFC from WEC?
Who?
Dan Hardy.
Yeah, he started in WC. Yeah, but he did make it to UFC.
He did.
Yeah, he fought George St. Pierre for the title.
Oh,
So
I don't know that.
you mentioned it's a hard culture over there. In Russia, I don't know if you know this, anything under 7% alcohol is non-alcoholic. So I think that's fucking amazing.
They're hardcore, dude.
That's fucking awesome.
I don't envy it, but I sometimes do envy how hardcore they are.
So the other funny thing about Derek Lewis's post-fight speech after he said his balls was hot, he's like, Donald Trump done called me on my way over here. He said, man, they've been talking too much about Putin. You better go knock that Russian out. Because it was Volkov was his opponent. Oh man, just the most entertaining. Apparently he's going to be on Joe Rogan's podcast in the next week.
Ooh.
You're drinking the shake? So this is Boulder.
Boulder Beer Company.
Oh, a heavy chocolate smell to it.
So the Guinness Extra Stout was 5.6 alcohol, and this is 5.9% alcohol.
Okay.
So
this is like the Samuel Smith's organic chocolate stout. It's like that. Ooh.
So
I haven't had that, but it's similar to the peanut butter porter to me.
it says our twist on the traditional robust American porter, shake chocolate porter, is black in color with rich dark chocolate aromatics and flavors and subtle coffee-like notes. This unique brew blends 5 different grains,
Just like it.
including chocolate wheat that, along with cacao nibs, creates a devilishly delicious chocolate finish with a velvety mouthfeel.
I know it's not review time, but how have I not had this?
Yeah. Man.
Huh?
Oh.
Somebody networking.
Good. Good.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm going to bring a shitload of our board games, and we're supposed to go Friday and Thursday night to Casey, stay with Brad, and leave early in the morning. I think I might actually hit up the board game store Friday morning before we go to South
Hey, you're
Dakota.
leaving well before we are then.
Yeah.
We're not leaving till Friday evening.
Yeah.
We'll be there probably by noon Friday.
Yeah. Same with us. I imagine we'll get up and around 8.
Saturday's the go hard day. I mean,
yeah.
we might not, depending. It just depends on what time she gets off work. We might not be showing up till like 10 p.m. So
On Friday?
yeah,
She said, expect us probably past midnight.
there we go.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like I said, I'm mysterious. I like to.
They'll be there when they're there.
I'll be there when I fucking get there.
It's cool.
Uh,
We can go have a good family dinner and hang out together.
I do want to try and hang out with Bud maybe Friday.
That would actually be great.
I don't know if he's going to the birthday party or not. I
Friday
haven't
or
asked
Sunday,
Eric,
yeah.
but
Have you talked with Bud at all?
no, I need to hit him up. I'll probably hit him up tomorrow and see.
Maybe we can be on his beer podcast show?
Yeah.
does he have one?
Yeah.
He stole our idea.
They made one.
Really?
Yep.
Cool.
I don't know if he started yet or not. He was asking me about equipment a while back, and I told him when he gets going, give me the fucking link so I can watch it, but I haven't heard, so.
Or listen, yeah.
Yeah, listen or watch, whatever.
YouTube,
Yeah,
dude.
about that, man.
It's the dream.
Yeah.
Makes things possible. Makes things happen. Unless you got Jason on your show, and then he just chases viewers away.
Fuck. No. It's too real. It's too real right now.
Oh, my goodness.
So you went to the farm this weekend, and how, Dad?
Yep. Hung out with the old man. Played Wii golf. Camped.
Did anybody beat you at Wii Golf?
No. My brother and I, we tied. We tied.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had a rough. He had a horrible hole. He triple bogged on one hole on Wii golf, and then I had 2 rolls back to back that weren't great. No, maybe even 3 holes back to back that weren't great.
You should try one of Tiger Woods games on Wii. They're
That'd be
pretty,
fun.
they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Are those the ones that after you hit, you can like shake your Wiimote?
Yes.
Scoot
For
it
your
away and
backspin
stuff?
or
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
You could throw a backspin on post shot.
Yes.
That's crazy. It's fun.
Did you just do
Well,
this
You
post shot?
You just. I think you decide before if it's back, and then how intense it is how much you.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. So
That way, it's not like
it's
you're-
predetermined what
I'm
what,
pretty sure.
what
I
will
can't
actually
remember.
happen, and then yeah.
My dad and I used to play that when I'd come back from Georgia and visit.
Oh wait.
So, go ahead.
No. You were finishing. Go.
Well, no, just another thought on this weekend out at the farm. So Clark, he went out and he harvested pawpaws. And this might be something that you're unfamiliar with, and
I am.
Yeah,
It's
what
the
is that?
unfamiliar face.
So pawpaw is a fruit, and according to Clark, some people call them hillbilly bananas, but they're a waxy green exterior, kind of like a pear, and they grow on these trees, typically in a place where
Okay,
They don't-
I have a pawpaw tree. Okay,
pawpaw trees.
Yeah.
And so I've eaten them before years ago and hated them, but I think I ate them out of season because Clark went up to the tree, shook the tree, and he just picked up whatever fell off, and he had like 4 bags of it, and he put them through this like little sieve. They got big seeds in them, and basically turned it into a pudding. And I just took a little bit of that, just straight off the grow on the farm out in the plains, and tasted it, and it was good. It was really good. It was like almost like a vanilla pudding, but a little bit different flavor.
Okay.
And it was just 100% the pawpaw. But then he took all that and put it in a pie and baked it. And just to kind of see what the ingredient could do. And when it was baked, a lot of the sweetness disappeared. So it was almost like you needed to enhance. If you wanted to
Add
bake
some
it,
extra, like confectioner sugar or something.
or like fold it into a custard and do a 50-50 blend with a custard and maybe a little bit of sweetener just to carry it through as far as the dessert. But it was still like the texture was amazing.
Probably fucking good for you too, since it's natural.
Totally natural. Like we didn't plant those; those have been there since we owned the land, and the river kind of does a horseshoe through our property. And they grow, the little grove that we have, grow in the inner part of the horseshoe. So it's surrounded by water on 3 sides, essentially. So it's definitely a plant that needs that, and it's surrounded by big timber as well. So it's a low light plant. It likes to be kind of a little bit darker, heavy moisture. But there's a bunch of them out there. So.
You know, you talk about your family's farm, and you make me hella jealous because my family doesn't own a fucking thing in the world. Like if everybody else in my family were to die, the only thing that I'd inherit is debt. Like there's nothing at all. We barely own a home, and you're like, we have this farm, and it's got a river running through it, and a creek, and all these trees, and there's a pond
It was
where
a
we
cool
fish.
place
Like,
to grow up.
just man, you got all this shit. And I'm like, oh man, it sounds like you guys. I mean, you lived well, and you're very close with your family and the whole thing. I mean, it just sounds like it's very, very decent.
Really, it's like a little hippie paradise. Just because
way back in the day, your parents bought all that shit for $8,000, didn't they?
No, so it's they bought it in 1994.
Oh shit! So fairly recent.
Fairly recent.
Actually.
And it had an old homestead. It was 160 acres, and I think they got it for $60 grand.
What the fuck? I own my house, and my house is just barely
I think
almost a corner lot, and that's it.
I think,
and it's more than 60 grand. Holy
think.
shit! I'm so jealous.
But it had the old homestead, and it had fallen in on itself. It was but it was 200-year-old house.
Well, 150 acres and all that shit running through it. You can build a house for, a huge house for
it's remote.
70 grand.
It is remote.
Maybe that's why.
It's 20 miles by gravel, whatever direction to get to Blacktop.
Oh, okay.
And so it is out there. Like the ambulance had come out for my dad a couple weekends ago. That ambulance drove 40 minutes to get there. So I mean, it's a double-edged sword. You know, you step outside, and you're just in nature. There's nobody around, which is really cool.
Now this explains why Teresa was attracted to you. There's nobody else.
There's nobody else. Slim pickings.
That's a feeling that nobody gets these days too, as far as going outside and not having to worry about anybody hearing you or judging you or seeing you or any of that shit. You know.
You can walk out.
You can just be a fucking crazy person and
you can walk out and take a piss outside your front door every day, and you don't have to look anywhere. You don't have to look left, right. You just whip it out and you enjoy taking a piss in nature. Like I grew up doing that. I love that. Like that's one of my favorite things to do when I go out there. Is I'm like, I want to go take a pee. I'm just gonna look at it. Yeah.
So Tyler, you're in Santa Cruz now? Is that what I'm understanding? Also, I watched a whole documentary on the tiny homes, but a lot of it had to do with people not being able to own property because they lived in major cities and it was way too expensive. So they bought these tiny homes and stayed in tiny home communities, but they still paid rent. But you're talking an entire house and 300 square feet or less. Some of them even less than 100 square feet.
Yeah.
So I mean, they are absolutely fucking tiny,
necessity-wise.
Oh yeah, I mean, I found that out whenever
brush your teeth, shit, shower, and sleep.
My entire apartment in Japan was 8 by 14, and I mean, I've never felt more comfortable in my whole life. But it wasn't me and my family; it was just me.
Right.
So I love that. Okay. How's the IPA? Are you an IPA guy? Are you trying IPAs and they're not great? Or are you trying IPAs and they are great?
Or you're still warming up to the idea of an IPA.
Yeah.
It takes a while.
Jason
is now
it's been over a year, man.
IPA connoisseur. What is the beer term?
For which?
Connoisseur. Or a saison. Sounds
is
French.
that what it was?
I don't remember.
Oh, shit. Cicerone.
Cicerone. There
That's
it
what
is.
it is.
What did we say? Connoisseur?
Saison.
Cicerone.
Cicerone. Yeah, Cicerone. And there's 3 levels of it. First level is not too bad. Second level is pretty high up. Third level is like 5 years in Germany and Europe drinking beers.
Belgium.
Sounds pretty awesome. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I had to have a job...
Sorry, I'm enjoying this beer.
Oh, you finally got to it. So, Les, who used to be my boss, now I'm his boss. It's a weird dynamic. But we were having a conversation the other day where somebody was doing something like, I really don't want to do this. This isn't the job that I wanted. Blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, if you could do anything you wanted, what would you do? I said, I would do exactly what I'm doing right now. I love my job. And he's like, but if you got paid just as much for doing your show as you get paid for, I said, I wouldn't fucking hesitate to quit this job in an instant. And he's like, well, why is that? And then I said, but my worry is if I were to do this has to grow at some point. I can't do this for 40 years. That's not just it. There's no retirement built into it, blah, 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 blah. So it has to evolve. I said, where IT I'm going to naturally evolve, this I would have to work at. I said that, and people aren't going to want to see me every fucking week for 40 years, so I'd end up having to train a new breed and then become management, something. I'd have to develop this. So I don't want to do that. But if I could, just drink beers for 5 years and that's my job, I'd fucking do that. I would absolutely fucking do that. What about you?
If I could do one thing,
Yes.
oh man,
What a miss.
it would have to be. I would have to be
Your ideal job.
the new Anthony Bourdain.
Really? I love food, as you can tell. I couldn't do that. But please continue. You had a reason.
No, I just traveling, being a professional traveler. Yeah, however that I can do that. Sign me up.
Traveling and food connoisseur.
They're not mutually exclusive. They go hand in hand. So yeah, if you're gonna travel, you're gonna be. As far as my definition, I experience traveling through food and through the bar. I go to the bar, I eat the food, I drink the beer, I talk to people. That's what I would enjoy.
Cool. When's your YouTube series start?
If CNN can give me a call and they want me to go be the new Anthony Bourdain.
CNN?
Well, he played on CNN, right?
Did he? No,
yeah.
Food Network. That's
Anthony,
where I watched
no,
it and
no
everything.
Parts Unknown?
Yeah.
No, Parts Unknown was on.
No.
Oh damn! All right, Facebook land. Tell us who's wrong. We know it's Jason.
Alexa, read me the biography of Anthony Bourdain.
What station did
What's up,
Parts Unknown
Brian?
play on? All right, now I'm gonna Google it.
No, but yeah.
That would be mine. I mean, if I could do anything, I mean, I like working with my hands, but traveling and having fun like that sounds better.
See, I don't. And I mean, yes, it sounds awesome. I don't see that as a realistic goal. I mean, it is literally one.
Yeah, you hate my dreams. I get it.
It's what, 1 in a billion, because there's what, 10 people ever who get to do that.
It's a dream. You said a
Yeah.
dream job, right?
Well, no, your job, the job that you would be happy to show up every day. Not your dream job. My dream job is to sit at home and do only the shit that I want to do.
All
And then
day.
somebody. My dream job is to be
just be
independent.
Jason.
Yeah, my dream
We'll
job is to
pay
be
ya.
independently wealthy. You know what? I have a pond where I fish and it's always stocked, and then a kitchen that has all the food ever, and then I have my own racetrack, and then all I do is bring my friends over and we play video games and cook and race cars, and then every time I want a new car, I can race it around the track. That's not realistic.
So it was originally on Travel
but
Channel.
it sounds fucking awesome.
Sounds to me like it was originally he was originally on
Okay,
Travel
yeah, I
Channel,
can. Yeah.
but then he moved to CNN. CNN.
See, I didn't know he was ever on CNN.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I've seen him recently. Is on CNN.
But I do like good sour. Yeah. I love me some sours.
But that was when. Oh yeah.
Really? I don't get heavy from an IPA. I don't think we've done a single IPA where I felt it's heavy. Porters, stouts. Oh no! Well, vanilla, coffee, chocolate, all those for a stout. It's pretty standard. Porters are kind of everywhere. Some of the best drinks we've had were the porter, like what was it, Midnight Blue or whatever?
Yeah.
Pitch Blue
Pitch
Yep,
Blue.
Yep.
There we go.
by Empyrean
Yep.
in Nebraska.
Pitch Blue's great.
Oh, it's unique.
Mm-hmm.
Blueberry beer. We've had 2 blueberries. We had the Pitch Blue.
In the 4204,
Porters?
the Blueberry Julie.
No, I don't think they were necessarily both porters.
No.
Yeah, I think the other one was the 4204, the Blueberry Jewel. Julie?
Delay.
Goulet sounds familiar.
And we did their Kolsch.
I'll tell you, 5.6 and 5.8, they'll put you where you want to be, though, in a hurry. You don't have to have 7% beers.
Okay. Yes. IPAs definitely get you
Yeah, sours
strong
take a
buzz.
while.
strong buzz. Sours are all like, what, 5, maybe 6 if you're lucky?
They typically are lower,
4
yeah.
or 5, mostly.
Is that our timer?
Fucking time.
We're up?
Yeah.
Man.
I have to pee.
Well, Chris, you got to start us off.
I have to go first.
You got to be super chatty, too.
That never happens.
Don't
man.
embrace the brevity. Just
Embrace the what?
Brevity, that's a
don't
big word.
don't embrace the brevity. Go ahead.
Brevity.
Brevity is just being brief.
Okay. Did I not put this shit up here?
The dude, El Duderino. We're not into the whole brevity thing.
Hold up.
For you Big Lebowski fans.
I haven't seen the movie in forever.
Have you seen Josh and I, as we had a couple costumes, and we were the dude and Walter? You've met Josh, right, my buddy?
I don't
man,
know if I have.
So he's a fellow dudist, anointed member of the Dudist Republic, and
What is that?
there's a church of the Dude of Latter-day Saints. There's actually like a quasi cult following for the Big Lebowski, but Josh also had a set aside day.
Sorry, I'm retarded when it comes to like movie shit and like movie pop culture type stuff.
Well, we would frequently drink Caucasians while watching the Big Lebowski, and so one year Josh and I decided to have a couple's costume, where instead of dressing up in couple's costumes with our wife, we did it with each other. And he was the dude.
You were the chick?
No, I was Walter, motherfucker. I had a 45 1911.
Oh, he was the dude.
He was the dude,
okay.
And I was Walter. But oh man, it was such a great Halloween. It was our Halloween costume. I had Donnie.
It was a great picture too.
And my Folgers can.
You guys look good in that picture. Not like that. It looked like a good picture. How about that?
It was a good costume.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh makes a great dude. Especially in his bathrobe.
Just a great dude. So I missed your review. What was your
I haven't got there yet.
Okay, great.
I'm supposed to be talkative and...
Yeah, don't embrace the brevity.
No brevity.
Oh, this beer is delicious.
Man,
The end.
what?
No, I really like this. I like it a lot better than the Guinness that we just tried. Not being biased because I chose it at all. I've actually been looking at this beer and thinking about choosing it for since we've started doing the show. Since we have started doing the show, because I think Brooks had it forever too, and it's always just sat there. But the name kind of makes me want to shake the beer and then open it and see if I can drink it before it goes everywhere. We might try that tonight.
So Luke, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
It's a movie.
Man, okay, we'll come back to that after Chris's review.
I really like this, but like I said during the Guinness review, I have a sweet tooth. It's very chocolatey. It's missing the peanut butter, like from the Horny Goat peanut butter porter. It doesn't have like a big coffee kick or get very bitter to me.
It's not dry. Not like the stout.
It's a porter that is not overly watery. There's a little hint of the kind of watered down flavor, but it's not like over the top. Fuck. I'm gonna give this an 8.5. I'll probably buy this again numerous times. I don't know why I haven't had this fucking beer yet. Oh. And there's a lot of cocoa to it.
Yeah, right.
Not just like Hershey's chocolate type flavor. It's cocoa. It's full body chocolate, and I like it.
It reminds me a lot of the Horny Goat chocolate peanut butter porter, and this is a porter as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's just a chocolate porter. But the chocolate tone is almost. As soon as I drank it, it reminded me of that chocolate peanut butter porter. It was the
Just
chocolate.
the smell.
Yeah, the chocolate without the peanut butter.
Here we go.
Didn't you? Okay, if you didn't have it, then it was you, because one of you two ended up getting it as Neff's gift. It was the Samuel Smith's chocolate organic stout last year for Christmas, for Brewsmas.
You gave it. I don't remember what I got, but whatever I got was delicious.
Yeah. So he got one of you two then, but that's
He got me an IPA.
okay. That was this guy.
So
Because I got a strawberry.
I remember the same comment that I made when I smelled the Horny Goat is that this smells like Reese's Pieces cereal milk. Like when you have, when was the last time you had the Reese's Pieces, right?
Reese's
and
Puffs.
the Reese's Puffs, and you have the milk, and then you can just smell it. It's
the
what
chocolate
this smells like, and it's the same thing I thought about the other one. Just minus the peanut butter.
Even Cocoa Puffs smell like that too.
Yep.
Am I talking about Cocoa Puffs?
Probably.
Maybe.
No, it's the ones that they have to actually say Reese's Pieces, I think, on it.
Oh yeah, Reese's Puffs are.
Yeah.
But Cocoa Puffs have it too. Or the was it Dino Bites? No, wait, the chocolate Dino Bites. The Cocoa Pebbles. Ooh,
it's
there you
definitely like when you were talking about the dry tongue sensation that you were having at the end of the Guinness.
Mm-hmm.
That does not apply to this at all.
No.
It does not leave you dry at all.
You almost have like
I disagree, but
not looty, but thick saliva
Lingering
film left.
This lingering coating. So I mean, it's kind of nice. Maybe you could go back to back with them. Guinness one of these, so you continue to.
Holy shit!
You get
zigzagging.
You get the dry, then you get the watery, the dry, the watery, and they complement each other well. I think I rated that peanut butter porter. That was one of the highest ratings I ever gave. It blew me away. And this one,
no, you once gave a 10.
I was drunk.
I was deep.
I was deep in the bottle. It was at the end of the night, and I gave it a 10.
Oh, it was midnight.
No, this was the plum, right?
It was the plum.
It was
the third beer in.
Oh, but they were so strong.
The two previous were 3%.
Pre-gamed as well.
They were
I think
3%.
so, Tyler. I think so.
But I'll say this deserves an 8. It's really tasty. I wouldn't want to. You could drink a 6-pack of these, but I don't think you would want to. 2 or 3, and I would say that's enough. It's too sweet. I don't think you want to put that much sweet in your system. I think if I did, it would disagree with me, and then I would end up hating it. So if you like one of those
To
things,
me,
if you overdrink it.
I could down a 6-pack of this like from dinner to midnight, like spread out, but the 6-pack's still gone, but not like kill the 6-pack in 2 hours.
Yeah, no way.
You also say sweet, but it's not like a Mike's Hard Lemonade sweet or a Smirnoff Ice sweet. It's not that. It's got strong sweet flavors, but it's almost a dry cocoa flavor.
Yeah.
So, but it's got that richness to it.
Yep.
But
Yeah. It's
So,
back to you.
It's
What
rich.
is the Mandy 28 thing that Luke
It is a
Rose
movie.
brought?
It's a movie about LSD with Nick Cage.
Ooh.
LSD and Nick Cage.
Yes.
You would bring up Mandy 2018, Luke. Did you see it?
No.
I haven't either.
What year did it come out in?
2018. That's why it says 2018.
Okay.
Came out May of this year.
I'll have to check it out.
I've never even heard of it.
I haven't done LSD ever, but
What are you doing next weekend? I know what you're doing this weekend.
I hear it's phenomenal as long as you're not a schizophrenic. What's your numbers, bro?
I feel like my head would fucking
I gave it
blow
an
up.
8. Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna go visit John.
All right. So, to agree and disagree with him, it does have a very good chocolate flavor. I don't get an over sweetness from it. As I've mentioned a couple times, this is very comparable, if you ever had it, to the Samuel Smith's Organic Chocolate Stout. I used to get that for holidays and special occasions because it's like a 24-ounce bottle and it's $5. So it's not a great deal. It's good and I like it and it's a great way to celebrate. This tastes almost identical to that. That one has a little bit. It has a little bit of a richer flavor, but this has almost exactly what you'd look for. And this wasn't an expensive 6-pack. It was what? I think this one was $8.49. Yeah. So it's not bad at all. It's got a very, very rich chocolate flavor to it.
It's that sleeper on the shelf to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is your winter beer. This is the thing that you try to talk your wife or your friend or your person who doesn't drink beers, and it's cold, like the shitty weather that's been outside now, and you're like, hey, just have one of these, warm up. I mean, this gives you a full body warm, and you're like, oh man, this is nice and rich. It's malty. It's shaky. It's definitely heavy on the chocolate.
Yeah.
It's not an overly sweet chocolate. I think that's what makes it. It's that chocolate without it being a super chocolate that gets you to where you're like, oh, well, this is good. I can continue to drink this all night.
What's the first best movie, Luke?
Oh, you know what I'm hoping it is? I'm hoping it's Super Troopers 2.
God damn, what would be the first?
I don't know. I've watched a couple movies this year, but I really like this. This is something that I will probably buy through the winter season, not the fall season, which is just starting here, but through the winter season. I'm gonna give this an 8.5. I mean, this is a really, really good beer. It says it's got high IBUs, and then that's what I was gonna say before you left. You said it doesn't give you that dry back end. It kind of does. It finishes kind of dry for me, to where I'm like, okay, but it's not a biting dry. It's not like a super crisp dry.
Not
it's like
crispy.
It's like it finishes dry. Like it's not a negative way. It leaves you almost wanting that next drink.
But I still have saliva.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like thick saliva, and it's not just like everything's gone.
Yeah. I will absolutely agree. So 8.5 for me. It's very chocolatey. If you want a beer, it has no beer notes to it. At least I don't feel like it does.
If you don't want chocolate in your beer, don't buy this fucking beer.
It finishes chocolate. It finishes dry chocolate. Hereditary? No.
The movie my awful wife walked out of 30 seconds into the new Transformers trailer. I heard it's freaky.
I watched Hereditary with my wife, and I was so excited for this movie, and then it ended like a goddamn fever dream. Like it starts so well, and you're like, "Oh man, this is intense."
Don't spoil anything.
And then it just ends like a fucking fever dream.
Julie's been wanting to watch it. So.
I've not seen. Is it a new one?
Oh, it came out this year.
I've not seen a trailer for it.
So
yo, what up, Neff?
You have. It's a little girl, and she's standing outside. And she's. Oh man!
Tell us the plot.
The miniatures and shit. Oh man!
We'll get Jason's version of the plot too.
Fuck you! Don't want to do that at all. It was so. I seriously
do it without spoilers.
I seriously explained this to Kelsey, who is the new girl in our office. And the
Kelsey
whole time, do what?
Kelsey.
Wait,
no, it's,
hold on.
Kelsey Roberts.
Look at the shit Neff just threw down.
Hey girls,
What's up, girl?
Hey girl, hey.
Chewy's like,
But-
down here.
But no, watching that movie after it was done, and I tried to explain it, I'm like, I sound like I'm lying to you explaining this movie. I sound like I'm totally just full of shit, and I'm making up a movie on the goddamn spot, trying to retell you this movie. So,
Okay.
I don't know. It was good, and it gets you kind of on that edge where you're like, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? And then when you find out, you're like,
I'm looking forward to, what is it, Hotel Royale?
It came out already.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think Teresa and I are going to go. I don't see movies in theaters very
I
often.
don't know what that is.
Man, it's got Jeff Bridges.
Oh, it's got a lot of people in it.
It's got
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth, John Hamm, the chick from 50 Shades of Grey, whatever her name is. I don't know.
Bullshit, you know it by heart. You're like, Annie.
What?
Okay.
Oh, you're fucking with me.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Gavin joined. What's up, bro?
He was just going to practice too. Woo! What's
What's
up?
up, fellas? The beers they're both good.
Yeah,
They're both good. Yeah,
Both,
I think
both
the
viable.
Shake Chocolate Porter got a
bad time at the El Royale.
bad time at the. Oh man, it looks good. I want to go see it. I think it's gonna happen. It's one of the few that I'll actually go pay to go see in a theater.
We went and saw Venom and it was good, bro.
Good or great?
Not great, but it was fun and
So
awesome.
Worst-
We sat in the front row, had shitty seats, and it was still good.
So worst movie you ever saw in a theater?
The Core. I walked out.
Worst?
You walked out to The Core?
Yeah.
It was so good though. I
no.
loved it.
No, you didn't.
I so did.
Name two people
went-
in that movie.
What's the white guy with the blonde hair? Who's
He wasn't in there.
The lead.
No,
The guy
he
who's
wasn't. It was a woman who was the lead.
What's the guy from the original Punisher? Wasn't he in the core?
The dude from Walking
No.
Dead? Shane?
No, the
Or are you talking
original.
about original Punisher?
original Punisher.
Damn it! I'm trying to think of it now. And you just Thomas Jane. No, he wasn't in it.
Then I'm thinking of a different movie. Okay. So you didn't like the core. You walked
No,
out.
I walked out of the fucking core.
I was, I think, in 8th grade or 9th grade. I went with my girlfriend to the wedding planner. Walked the fuck out 10 minutes in.
Which one is the wedding
I
planner?
left her there.
With Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson?
J-Lo, I think.
No, it's J Lo.
Oh, I think Wedding Crashers.
This is a
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
this is a different
This is
genre.
a
This is
fucking
romantic
shit
comedy.
bullshit. I said,
This
peace
is
out.
this
Okay.
is
Hit me up when the movie's over.
oh, it's so bad. The
Yeah.
wedding. Oh no.
Yeah.
I would have walked out of that. Or I would have put in my iPod, my audiobook, and just closed my eyes. Mine was what? It was recently. It was here in Salina. Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Oh, really?
I thought it was the worst. I thought it was horrible. It's the worst Transformers.
You
by
walked
far.
out?
I didn't walk out, but it was
It
by
was
far the
terrible.
worst. I'm selective in general about what I'll pay to see in a theater when I could rent it at home. But like my
With
buddy,
your new 55-inch?
it was with my new 55. It was me and Adam. We were like we caught I'm pretty sure it was me and Adam. We caught a double feature, and it was it and another one, and that was the second one. I was like, oh yeah, let's do a double feature. Let's see another one. And then I was like, that was the worst fucking idea ever. That movie was so dog shit. Aaron Eckert. Oh no.
I don't like how in those movies like Transformers and shit, even as good as they are sometimes, during the intense fight scenes and transitions and shit, it's
so
like,
much.
Oh,
it's just like
is
a
he
blur.
saying is that the chick's name, Aaron Eckert?
I think he's talking about Extreme Ops.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in. Okay.
Our beers are in the
Okay,
title,
Google.
Neff.
Who is Aaron Eckert?
We've had the Guinness Extra Stout and
Yeah.
Hey, it's the guy from Punisher. That's who it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
the Shake by
What fucking dude are you talking about?
Boulder.
What
The
Punisher are you
original
talking about?
Punisher, the movie.
Boulder Beer Company Shake Chocolate Porter, which is awesome. Oh, that dude.
The Punisher.
What else is he in?
That is not. No.
The original, but not the Netflix TV
no,
series.
that one's
The movie.
A lot of shit.
No, hold on.
IMDb, Aaron Eckert. Okay, hold on. Let me modify my search. IMDb, Aaron Eckert.
I wonder if he was in the. No, he wasn't even in the redo.
God, technology's cool. It did that automatically. Wow. All right.
Thomas Jane, Punisher.
Not. You're talking the TV series. I'm pretty
No,
certain.
the TV series was whatever John Bernthal. Thomas Jane was in the Punisher.
Guinness A what? Neff?
He was in the Punisher movie before. That guy was in fucking Batman.
He was, yes.
Two-Face?
He was Two-Face in Batman.
He
Same
was
guy.
not the Punisher.
He
Dark
is
Matter.
the Punisher. He so is.
He's
You're
not.
so fucking wrong, Jason.
Hold on.
God.
That dude just said the same thing too.
Thomas Jane, the Punisher. The fucking Punisher.
Nope.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull up the Punisher. Not Punisher Warzone. Shit. Come on.
God, I love it when Jason's wrong, but he continues to try to be
The
right.
Punisher,
even though he knows he's wrong.
2004. Thomas Jane.
Okay, hold on. I want to find it.
Wait, here we go. Here's the cover to the fucking DVD. Thomas Jane and John Travolta, The Punisher, 2004.
Hold on. Is it not the same dude? They look so similar. Maybe they're not the same. Oh, I feel like an asshole. Well, then he would be wrong. Wait, then Luke would be wrong. 'cause
Don't
he's-
pass the blame.
It's
motherfucker.
Luke. It's on Luke.
Don't pass the blame.
What's up, Russell? Sports. I like it. Filmography. I gotta go to all filmography. Hold on. Let's see. Actor.
I wonder if he's the guy who played in Warzone.
He did. I Frankenstein.
No, he wasn't. He was Two-Face, yeah.
He was totally Two-Face. Yeah,
definitely.
he was totally Two-Face. But he looks an awful like the guy from The
Dark Knight
Punisher.
Rises, the second one.
Second one. I am looking at.
He was in the Corps.
Was he?
He was
Oh,
the
is that
guy
what
from
he's
the
saying?
Corps. Yeah,
But he wasn't the main guy though.
he so was.
Hillary Swank was the main person.
Hillary
in that.
Swank was in it, but he was in the Corps. Aaron Eckert.
He did. Thank You for Smoking. That was a wonderful movie.
I don't know
That
that
was
guy's
a
name.
wonderful goddamn movie.
He did awesome with Two-Face though.
He did great.
Oh, he was also in No Reservations with whatever Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I don't know what that is.
Dude, they look.
She's the underworld.
The
girl.
him and the guy from The Punisher looks so much alike.
I don't think so.
But what was that guy's name?
Thomas Jane.
Let's see here. We're gonna just modify this search here.
Mm.
Why does Thomas Jane look like?
Did you watch the new Iron Fist?
I don't even know what that is.
Really?
Mhm.
Have you not watched the Marvel series on Netflix? All the different ones.
I've
Jessica
watched
Jones,
some
Luke Cage.
Daredevil. It was pretty
Daredevil.
sweet for a while, but then I got tired of it.
Ooh, the new season of Daredevil starts this month,
Uh-huh.
and it's got the fake Daredevil.
I
Oh,
just get bored of the shit.
I'm looking forward to that.
Like TV and movies are not my thing.
No?
No.
Wow, that's for somebody who owns so many video games, it's hard for me not to imagine you.
That's the thing.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
play games.
Look at it.
Come on, bro.
They do look alike. They're fucking listed side by side. Thomas Jane and Aaron Eckert, right there.
What up, buddy?
Strikingly similar.
Similar.
I was like, I'm
Strikingly
going to
similar.
cheers you with that.
I just
Go ahead, Jason. Scoot over. Get in your spot.
Nope. You're the guest now. You gotta get
I'd
over
rather
it.
engage in like a game instead of watch a TV show or a movie. Most
Oh
of
no,
the
you
time.
can have this one.
Or be doing
stuff.
something.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll grab one.
No, I was on my way home and I was getting ready to pull in my house. I was like, man, fuck this. And I whipped around and I was like, I'm going to go hang out with my bus.
Say they don't look alike.
Oh, dude, super close. Yeah.
No.
So originally Jason said.
Well, I will say one dude's nose is like way more prominent than the other, but
So Jason said the guy from Core. I'm like, oh, the guy from Punisher. Because I got that confused.
what's up, Chief?
What's up?
Russell's got a question for you. Read it out loud too, in case we.
Whatever.
Yo, Russell
all I can
says-
think of is the kid from Up.
So I saw Russell. I saw on Friday, and he was telling me all about this Sacha Baron Cohen Showtime stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
And the
Have you
answer.
not watched that movie or that show?
And the answer is no. I have not yet looked at the YouTube link that you sent me on
Oh, Jesus.
Messenger. I need to. I've been so busy. I'm a busy man, Russell.
That's not fucking true at all.
I'm so busy.
Yeah, that's why you're old.
I'm getting a new TV so I can
Is that
watch
the shake?
Game of Thrones again.
Yes. Third time through.
I threw this in the singles door actually because I wanted people to try it because it's like porter.
You should.
Stop
I
season.
think it's
I
their
did.
only.
I think it's
I think it's their only beer on the shelf too, and I think it has been for a long
The only
time.
shake?
Boulder. Yeah, for what we got. Yeah.
It's the only one I saw with that brand.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. But it's another Colorado. So.
Are they out of Boulder or is it just called Boulder?
Oh, you know, that's a
I
good
don't
question.
know.
Why not?
We should know
They
that.
should.
So, you like our new parental advisory explicit content logo? We're like an Eminem album.
Yeah, Boulder, Colorado. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Wait. I mean, we had it for a little bit, and he started taking it
I
down.
like it better.
We had the
And we had the
TVMA.
TVMA. Yeah.
I switched it to the music style.
There
This
you
is
go. All right.
this is Dr.
That or if we throw
Dr.
down some
Dre.
Snoop Dogg in the background, we can do whatever.
This is Little Bow Wow.
No.
MC Hammer.
I'm MC Hammer. Is it because I'm black?
Yeah.
I have to be the white guy. Okay.
Yeah, it's Dr. Dre, Little Bow Wow, MC Hammer.
I feel like as far as like rapping ability, probably that's probably pretty close.
Man.
You got Matt Spick in him, and I don't know it.
No.
Okay, I thought you were like, dude, you don't even know. I'm fucking.
Only in the shower.
I'm straight Tupac.
Only in the
shit.
goddamn
Yes.
shower.
Tate would be I don't know.
Iggy Azalea when she's freestyling.
He'd be fucking. What's his name?
Who's the curly-headed dude?
Lil Dicky.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Action
Like
Bronson.
you'd be all right at rapping, but it'd be about obscene
I think-
bullshit.
I think I'm like sometimes I even have it in one of my songs. I'm like the skinny Action Bronson. Put on a show.
I dig
We
that.
get drunk. He just
dig that.
smokes
Action
blunts.
Bronson's
Dude,
the man.
I
dude.
love watching his cooking shows.
Yeah.
I love fucking watching
Hey,
his cooking shows.
check out, watch on YouTube, watch Ancient Aliens with Action Bronson.
Oh,
dude,
he
it's
does.
so good.
Oh,
he has
Jesus Christ.
he has guests and shit on,
Yeah.
and they just
No
get
fucking
stoned
way.
out of their mind and
God
watch Ancient
damn it.
Aliens, and
So-
it's like their reactions to it. It's so
I remember that night. Just go to Google and type in Ashtray Action Bronson Joe Rogan podcast, and it's the Ashtray aftermath of when Action Johnson left.
Joe's like, he smoked like 8 blunts on my fucking show.
The guy he went from one blunt to another and smoked them in like chain smoked them.
Yeah.
I've never
You've
seen
never watched any
anything
of
like
his cooking shows, then, have you?
I have.
Where he's like, fuck
that's
that's
delicious.
sanitary. All this is a vape pen with wax, and it's just he's just the whole time. Like he's not breathing normally; he's just smoking out of this thing. And
I watched the entire
chicken
Used to be,
parmesan.
But the weed's way stronger nowadays.
I watched the entire podcast with him. Like, this guy is just a little bit out of his mind.
I don't know how that dude functions, man.
More than a little bit, probably.
That he's a
Chill.
big dude too. I mean, he's a big
Yeah.
guy. And you're like,
He is.
that
What up,
motherfucker
Will?
eating food like that and fucking getting
What's
high
up,
on that,
Will, what's up,
he
man?
does not have a long fucking
I'm guest
time.
appearing back on
I
the
think
road.
too,
folks,
like
man.
they say, THC sticks to your fat cells. So if he
Oh.
stopped smoking, he'd probably still have it in the system for
Oh.
a year, maybe
Years.
5.
Oh,
He's a
I
big boy.
still remember him being on. He did a cook-off
Found
against
the
the guy
belly
who does
rub,
the show where the hot ones, where they have people come on and they eat different hot ones and shit. But it was against that guy, and they were making sandwiches. And he was so high he couldn't eat his sandwich, and so Mario Batali comes on the show, and he's like, "Oh, your sandwich is really good." He's like, "Fuck, that's delicious, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, fuck, that's delicious." Because it's like a fucking ham sandwich with French fries on it and shit. This other guy's made like a chicken parmesan sandwich.
I still put French fries on my cheeseburger
Really?
from fast food joints.
Oh
Nice.
goddamn!
Yep.
What's up,
Child
God
status.
damn, man.
It
You're
was,
full of
it was
love today.
great.
Hashtag child.
What you got? I know you smell Zach's
chill.
Oh,
dogs. I got Zach's
now-
dogs all
Now
over
we're talking
the
about food though, and it's cold weather. What is your cold weather go-to food? Like you, and it can't be chili. Ooh, I'm saying it now.
My wife
Can't be
eats
chili.
chili.
I know you don't like chili.
you know what I really like? Teresa, a long time ago, found this crock pot recipe that's super easy to make. It's, you get a bag of spinach, you brown an onion,
Is this the tortellini soup?
tortellini soup.
We have some in
I'm
our
going
freezer right
I'm
now.
going
because-
chicken and noodles on some buried mashed potatoes.
Oh, that's how I make
I
mine.
just finished
That's how I
our
make
last of that for lunch today.
Friday we just made.
I wish my wife would make that shit.
Friday we just made like a beef stew. It was beef gravy and veggies over mashed potatoes, dude, and like that. And then we Saturday we made tater tot casserole. It was just like one good hearty meal after another. And I was like, oh my god.
I had corn dogs with mac and cheese.
Nice.
Tonight for dinner.
That's child status right
Oh my god, yeah, I love it.
I love a good corn dog, man.
Corn dog, mac and cheese,
Mm.
and some tater
A
tots.
corn dog's the only thing I'll eat ketchup on
Yeah.
in this life.
So
I don't eat ketchup either, dude. Cheers to that. Fuck
we
ketchup, dude.
we had an
Fuck
argument at
ketchup.
work
ketchup.
because I put
Peasant
ketchup
sauce.
on a corn dog, and Les is like, "You don't put ketchup on a corn dog."
Put mustard.
But then that motherfucker
Sure.
puts ketchup all over hot dogs. I'm like, what's the difference? What's the goddamn difference?
That's true, dude.
Oh,
I got
it
you
was-
there.
Breading and bread.
Apparently,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
apparently.
But I throw mustard on.
I know you're excited because you're on the couch.
Will said hey to you, Chewy, by the way.
Yeah.
Specifically to you.
So
Yeah.
you guys mentioned the chicken noodles. So on Friday, I will, because we shop at Sam's, I will get the 2 chickens. I will do 2 baked chickens, and we'll eat off of one. And then on Saturday, I will peel all the meat off the remaining one and the second one. Make chicken noodles.
This weekend?
No, any time when we do this.
So I got the fucking Airbnb.
No.
Hardcore.
And then
Get ready, motherfucker.
I boil the fat and some of the meat and the bones in order to make the broth for it, and then make the chicken noodles. Then we'll eat off that shit. That is, it's lovely because you get the chicken noodle soup over it, and then you get the mashed potatoes in it. You make it like a chowder, like a
You're
thick
like
chowder.
you're cooking the soul out of the goddamn chicken.
Oh yeah, there's nothing left of it. There's absolutely nothing left of it. My favorite cold weather meal though is some people call it stuffed fucking pork chops. I don't know why, but it's just pork chops with cream of mushroom gravy, and then either a baked potato or a mashed
Like
potatoes.
with them basking in it.
Yeah, just
Oh, yeah.
covered in it. Just you bake it, or you can crock pot it or whatever, and then either mashed potatoes or a baked potato, and then something for a vegetable side. But it's just nice and hearty. It reminds me of home, and then I mean that's kind of one of the meals because you have to use a knife. You got to sit at the big table instead of the small table in order to eat it. So it's at home. That's what it is for me.
Back in the day when I used to get spun out, we would make pork chops in the fucking oven and put every spice and Tabasco in the fucking house in that casserole dish.
God damn.
And a little bit of water in the bottom so it wouldn't get all dry.
Dude, all you need, honestly, if you get the right one, you get the Mrs. Dash. Throw that on there, throw it on a cookie sheet.
Yep.
Bro, you can make a good fucking pork chop with some Mrs. Dash.
On a cookie sheet, that fat's gonna drip off and it's gonna hit your fucking shit at the bottom. Oh, stove's gonna be on
Speaking
fire.
of your fucking stove, dude. So I was cooking a steak last night. I seared it real quick, and I sear it, and then I fucking throw it in aluminum foil with butter, and I bake it.
Yeah.
And I heard a sound going on in my oven. This was last night, and I was like, shit, sis. Like I felt like I was like, shit, it's starting to drip. And like I listened, I'm like, fuck, like it's getting like heavier and heavier. So I went to go open it to like pull it out and like put some new aluminum foil on. No, the fucking heating element around it was like shooting sparks and shit. I was like, bzz, 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 bzz.
Yeah,
Like what the fuck? Something, I don't know. I turned it off real quick so it wouldn't stop, and the heating element broke in my oven. Like it turned fragile and just like crumbled, and I was like, fuck.
One
So I gotta
day-
get that fixed. I mean, it's not my shit. I don't fix
One
it, but-
night, Julie screams, and I'm like, "What are you screaming about?" She screams again. I'm like, "God damn!" So I run up there, like I think the house is on fire because I smell some shit too. And she's like, "Oh my god!" Like, and I hear some going. Well, it's fucking grease dropping from the pan hitting the red thing on the bottom, and it's throwing shit at the window, and she's freaking out. I'm like, "Turn the fucking thing off."
That's what I did. I turned it off, and as soon as I turned it off, the thing like seemed to like cool down and just crumbled. The heating element is done in my fucking oven.
She just panics in situations like that.
Yeah.
Like, think,
I'll the house burn down. Don't
Think, man.
don't put it on me.
Or at least reach in and like scoot it over so it's not dropping grease right on the
Right.
element. Yeah.
Yes.
The thing is though, is like my
But it's
steak, it
something
was still
that
perfectly done. Like
hasn't
everything
done
was
before.
closed
Dude, that
out.
steak.
Well, here's the
That's the
thing.
real question.
It wasn't done time wise, so
It's still
I
going.
just closed the door
Think
and let
about
it
it.
finish cooking in the heat of the oven, and then I opened it and ate my steak. But like, yeah, the oven's fucked.
So you say it wasn't done. What level? Medium?
I'm like a
rare,
medium. I'm like a medium rare.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
I like a tiny
That's
bit
a
of like
rare.
red pink in there, going
Nice,
on. Like,
nice.
I like rare.
medium,
I've
medium
gotten to
well.
the rare stage.
I'll say I know you like yours more done.
like I won't
figured
get my
you
shit.
two would be
I won't get my shit like
medium,
red
rare.
bloody, but like right on the cusp. Yeah.
Teresa started ordering it blue rare, which I'd never even heard of.
God damn.
God damn!
Well,
that's-
she started ordering that way because anytime you order rare at a restaurant,
They cook it over.
they bring it
yeah.
medium rare.
Yeah.
So she's like, God damn it, no, I want it rare.
I'm
So
surprised
Come on,
she that kind of rare is.
That's it.
So I've had a few steaks that are that
Sure.
rare, and that rare kind of makes
Sure.
me a little.
What?
A little bit.
doesn't give me any of that.
Oh.
It's all just tender. Tender.
Fuck
It
yeah,
doesn't-
it is.
it
So
doesn't
it's not
taste tender.
cooked.
It's
Yeah.
succulent.
Like it's cool still. If you get blue rare,
All you
it's
gotta do is
still
kill the
cool.
Yeah, it
bacteria
is.
on the outside.
Fuck
It's
that.
not like we're talking about ground beef.
Yeah.
This is a cut of meat.
I'll do a medium rare. I mean, I may even take a close to rare.
Blue
but
rare, bitch.
No,
Put it on the plate. I want it mooing. I want it bleeding.
that is literally.
I want blood but cooked.
No. It's a 500 plus degree grill, and it's basically a minute on
Minute
each
on the side. Yeah,
Each
I mean
side.
it gets about a quarter of an inch aside,
Exactly.
roughly.
That's all I want.
roughly.
Good piece.
I
of
wouldn't
meat.
even give it a quarter.
Maybe even
all
an
it
eighth.
I wouldn't give it a quarter.
Yeah.
Like that inside is red. There's no
Yes,
pink
it is.
to it.
It's absolutely red.
Yeah.
I mean, red and purple.
So she didn't used to be that way until she met me, and apparently
Why?
I influenced her into that. I like my meat
Julie
rare.
didn't even eat steak at all till she met me, or wings or nothing. She was like fucking almost vegetarian. I'm like, you gotta eat some steak, bitch, and she's like, now she wants me to cook steak all the time.
I know, she's always asking about steak. Or we'll go to a restaurant and she's like, I want filet mignon. I want
Yeah,
the
dude.
She's
sirloin.
all about filet mignon.
I want the
Yeah.
sirloin. And you're like, what?
I've never met
He wants to
somebody.
order a $22 steak.
Yeah, I've never met somebody
damn.
more
Yeah,
all
yeah,
about
yeah.
filet mignon than your wife.
Put it on your bones.
Anytime it's on the menu, she's like, "That's what I want."
Teresa's
Every
like that
time.
for prime rib.
And then she's always like,
Oh, I'll take
Prime
the prime
rib's
rib.
good as shit. Hell
So
yeah.
I want that, but it's $22. I'm like, get what you want. At least you're not eating fucking leaves.
So when we went to Nick and Jake's, they had prime rib. She didn't get any prime rib there. I was surprised. Nick and Jake's. Oh, if you go to Kansas City, go to Nick and Jake's for brunch. Yeah, that was
worth it. I was
That-
afraid it wouldn't be.
that
I
was
was
worth
$20, and then when
Oh.
we got there, I'm like, yep.
That was worth it.
Worth.
I had fucking hot wings and an omelet and some prime rib and some
They
shrimp.
have fucking
It was fucking
desserts.
Just laying all
Build
over the
your
whole
own
restaurant.
Is it
cake
like
with
is it like a
bacon
buffet type
and
shit?
pan.
Like
It
all
is,
that
but they
shit's on
also
the
have a
menu?
hot bar.
Legit.
So like you can go and have your omelet made or your
That's
waffle made or your prime
man,
rib
I
made.
can't think of the place in Wichita. It's something cafe.
Chill.
I have to ask Tate, but like there's one and it's like $20. It's like $20 for the buffet, but they have like all your regular like bacon, egg, sausage, and it's brunch though too. So they have like some like grits, you know, mashed potatoes, fried chicken type stuff too. But then they also have part of the buffet. You can order any of their omelets, any of their monkey bread you can get, and there's like a whole section of shit that you can order that's made to order. Like, okay, I want this, and this is my omelet, but it's part of the buffet. So like, if you want 13 fucking omelets, like you got it for $20.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
Figure it out.
yeah.
What it's called?
What the
'cause
fuck
it's a
are
lot closer
monkey
to Kansas
potatoes?
City.
And I gotta go to a
Really?
restaurant
What's it
next
called?
weekend. So
No,
monkey bread.
I'll ask
monkey
her.
bread.
It's like
it's like a cinnamon roll, but with like more shit in it.
Okay.
I'll ask her.
And it's folded
Cinnamon rolls
rather
are
than
fire.
wrapped.
What's up, Andrew?
It's something diner. It's something diner.
But oh no, I had shrimp and
What?
fucking omelet and hot wings and
What
all
is
kinds of
techno
shit.
brilliance?
Oh,
You're the man that makes the magic happen.
that was fucking
Techno,
good.
I went straight to music.
Doodah. That's what it's called.
No,
I just
yeah,
remembered it off my own.
Yeah,
Doodah
technological.
It's called
Okay.
Making that green screen work.
Go
Thank
to
you
it.
for watching.
They,
Putting
and
the
then now
TVMA,
too, they have a Doodah market.
Putting our
So it's like,
BBS
okay, you
emblem
really
up
love
there.
their fucking
really
dinner,
not
like
hard, it's
lasagna,
just
like you
doing
can
it.
just buy it at the market and go home and cook it.
So
Doodah Diner.
I want
Go
to say
it.
this to you as a compliment because he was talking about it. He was talking about
Andrew, what's up, brother?
our soul patch is here, and he's like, "No, Neff grows it all the way out." And I was like, "No, he fucking does. You fucking do.
Yeah.
It grows all the way fucking across, man. There's no blank space.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this
I
fucking
told
magic?"
you. When did we have this conversation?
Last week.
Last week.
Last
Yeah,
week.
dude. No, it,
What's going on?
As soon
What's
as
going on there, man?
as soon as it's beyond the lip, it's hair on Neff. It's just full, all the way filled in.
Yeah, I mean,
He doesn't have these
And
bald
then here's the
patches
thing,
over
man. Back
here.
in the day, okay, so my cousin knows me and calls me he still calls me Patches. Because my uncle called me Patches because I used to grow a beard when I was like in high
Joe
school,
Dirt.
and it was patchy as fuck all over the place. But like recently, like yeah, it's all full in, man.
Yeah. It's not bad.
No spots, no spotty spots.
Like you
I
talk
think
about how
it's,
this hair recycles,
Oh no, it's this.
I think it's
but
a light
how much
thing.
shorter this is
Like
on you
plants.
than the rest of it. You're not trimming this, right?
Oh, this no.
no.
It
Look at
absolutely
Neff.
doesn't
Look at Neff's on
continue.
that.
That's
It's totally different.
so my
Totally
long
different.
ones. My long ones do actually after they get to a certain point, like they get very weak
And
they
brittle, yeah.
I think it's like
Right out.
photosynthesis. You got fucking light and moisture. Fucking hair's gonna grow.
No, my
Except
shit like
for on the
here's the
top.
thing, like,
But he's a redhead, so there's no way
no,
he's out in the sun.
I'm like,
He's
look,
not out
I'm
in the
going back,
goddamn
dude.
sun.
I don't got a lot of hair.
Same here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe all the moisture's going to the bottom. Cause
Here's the
gravity.
thing, though. Like, if you notice him, guys, like, Tate's isn't like he doesn't have as bad of a receding hairline, but his forehead is pretty high as far as hairline goes,
Yeah.
and he
Tried
can
that.
grow, and he can grow
Yeah.
like you know, a bit of a shorter beard. But it's just one of those things. Like, it's been proven. Like, if you have a really like big receding hairline,
Oh,
you can
it's
grow a
really
beard.
strong for your beard.
Yeah.
So the lady, what was her name?
Gravity,
Ash.
bro.
Ash.
I
is
feel like
the,
my hair follicles just turned around south and just a fucking wind. They might have hit my
It's
brain.
easier this
They
way.
might have hit my brain.
You
on
can't
the-
fight
on the
gravity.
way.
It's just like fuck it, we're going down.
So the hairdresser Ash at Great Clips, she was like, "Man, you got some
Great.
thick, coarse hair." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm hoping it's not receding. And she looked at it and she's like,
Chill.
"No, you're gonna have hair all the way to the day you die." I'm like, "How do you know that?" She's like, "Oh, I just see a lot of hair."
Hopefully for you,
So Jason,
for
sorry,
your sake.
you're gonna have.
Dude, I lost my shit at 18. I'm not.
What do they call? So what do they
Yeah,
call
I'm not done
the?
the same way.
There's a name for the. It's not a. It's not a. Oh shit!
What?
What is it called? When you When you have the long hair in the back and the short up front.
Mullet.
A skullet. You're gonna have the skullet.
I will not grow this out. I mean, this
You're
is
gonna
about as
have
long as
the
it gets.
ponytail.
Like the guy from
This
what's
is
the
about as long
band?
as it gets.
The ponytail back
It's
here.
not Dropkick
with
Murphys. It's
no
the other,
hair
like,
up here.
Scottish Irish band.
Then you can tie your
No
beard
idea.
and hair
Plug 'em
together.
on.
Oh,
That guy's completely bald on
You
top,
see
but he
Jason
has like
with the skull?
cornrows off the back
Just
and
lets
shit.
the hair grow, but
Nope.
it doesn't grow up here. It's
Like
just
the guy in Adult Swim
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the meatball.
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah, Carl.
No, if anything, mine's gonna be like. Have you ever played
Chew.
Tekken?
Chewy.
Heihachi, where it's all fucking right here, it's just all spiked out to the sides.
Yeah.
Where he just looks fucking nuts.
Dude,
I'm
that
gonna
shit.
I'm gonna yell at kids to get off my concrete. You kids, get out of my street!
Dude, that would be bad as shit if you spiked it out to the sides like that.
Come on.
No.
Get up there.
Oh, he wants a beer. He likes
boy.
chocolate? No, chocolate will kill you. You can't have chocolate beer tonight.
You just sit or lay down right
So
there.
how was the Guinness?
Really good. There might be
There's
one
just
extra.
Guinness
Is
left.
there?
Yeah.
You
Want a
want
Guinness?
Wanna get us?
I'm not a Guinness guy, but
Puss?
You
It ain't
you
bad.
like
I might
Guinness?
try it.
You
I might
gotta-
try it.
It's a little bitter.
But
You'll
you'd like
like it. Well,
But no, like I said, I was
there
on
it
my way
is.
home from
Finally.
practice, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go see what these guys are doing.
yeah, man.
Fucking ruin your guys' cast for the night. My ugly mug. Fuck you guys!
So,
You quit and you can only be gone for a week.
Yeah, I was gone 1 week, and I was like, I need bed!
I can't.
in Salina, it's typically Mulberry Creek that floods, right?
Yeah.
I don't know any of the creek names.
Well, I've been here for 5 years
It's
now. and-
towards the hill.
yeah.
That creek there.
And I've not ever known it to really flood in Salina so far. But
A lot of flood advisories this week.
there's flooding
Well,
everywhere right now. I mean, the place that always I think about when flooding is out by Emporia. Highway 99 gets shut
Straight from
down.
practice to the couch.
Is that Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was on my way home, and I was like, I gotta see what these guys.
What's
are
up, Gavin? How you doing?
No, here's the thing though. I was watching you guys on the way home when I logged in. I was like, all right, I'm gonna like watch you, I'm gonna listen, see what's going on, blah blah. And then I saw David logged in like shortly after me. I was like, that motherfucker ain't made it home yet either. So don't be judging me, man. You weren't home yet either when you logged in.
Yes.
That's the thing about notifications on Facebook. They get you wherever you are.
Right?
Yep.
All flooding. I remember as a kid,
He
we
said,
had
"What's
really
up, Ted?"
high curbs, and whenever it flooded really bad, our gutters would overflow, and me and my brothers, we'd go out in the street and we would just like wade in it and float in it, and it was just
I heard you doing.
it was all right. I mean,
Doggy with you, bud.
we could swim in the street because it was so full it would flood over into the yard.
Thank
And
you.
this was in Wichita,
So I grew up
I
in
mean-
Florida.
and then my mom was like, "Don't do that. There's oil that soaks in the concrete and all kinds of poison and blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "I'm swimming. Fuck you."
I'm 7. I don't give a fuck.
I think we're out.
I
they're
get
gone.
Guinness.
There's
I
5.
think we're out.
There's 5 heads right
You
here.
might have to get a pumpkin or
There's 5 heads
a
of
chocolate.
chocolate.
Oh, you can get one of these. I think one of these.
Is there not another? No, there has to be another shake somewhere.
No, they're gone.
Did you throw one away?
No.
There's 5.
And you got 6.
No, this is Guinness.
Oh, wait.
Oh, so
Maybe
there is one
2
more. You're right.
See, motherfucker, he was
It
holding
was
out.
No,
dude.
Jason put it in the wrong place. He was hiding.
No, I put it where it belongs, which is in the goddamn fridge.
So you're talking about like
I'm about a week
doing
he's
that in
already eating
Kansas.
them.
You're that guy that walks by saying in a prison cell. He's like,
Are we talking about Jason?
You getting shanked, man.
Sorry, I read your book.
So I grew up in Florida, in Satellite Beach, and I remember
You're
after
Florida man.
no, after a hurricane. I remember after a hurricane rafting in the streets because
I
the
can
water
believe that.
was so crazy high.
And you didn't leave,
dude.
even though there was a hurricane, because
No,
you
I
guys
just-
had a people.
just boarded up the windows.
We're just go. I'm
The
going to tie
first
myself
time-
to a tree.
We don't
Dude,
give
all
in
the
to media
stories he's heard about his
sensationalism.
family
The
out in
first
the
time I
fucking
went to-
boonies. There's no way they left.
the first time I went to Florida, it was hurricane season. We couldn't get in the water. And the fucking McDonald's, how it was built to withstand hurricanes, was incredible. Like, it scared the fuck out of me. Because the thing was just like dancing.
Oh, yeah,
in
they-
the high
they-
winds.
Their
The doors
built-
are open and the
They're-
fucking thing's like.
they're built on giant ball bearings.
Fuck this.
It's huge ball bearings, and they're in rotational rubber plates,
It's
so
weird.
that it rubs across it and it absorbs. And it's the same thing that they do in a lot of buildings in Japan.
Like a lot of
because
effort
they have to
and
be
engineering
earthquake
went
resistant.
into that.
Yeah.
Why can't we get that effort in a lot of other things?
Giant ball bearings, people.
It's
This is
exactly
not
what they are.
some shit Jason pulled out of his ass. This is reality. Giant ball bearings.
Look it up.
Underneath these fucking
Look it up.
I feel like he's fucking.
There's a
around.
layer of springs. It's rubber. Then there's
Are
like
you gonna
layer of
Then-
underground. You
Fuck-
can't see them.
fuck
Underground
He's fucking with
springs
you.
Fuck
with
yourself.
ball bearings.
He's fucking with you.
They're
This
like
is
3
some
feet
shit.
diameter.
This is
They're huge.
they're 50 feet in diameter ball bearings.
3 feet. 3 feet. 3 feet diameter.
Yeah, buildings that just go
They're huge.
Built
like
on
skyscrapers
ball
that
bearings.
do that. And
Ball
you
bearings,
survive.
springs, and rubber
David
plates.
says, "Why can't
You
we
think
just
I'm
build
fucking with you? I'm
Weeble
not
Wobble
fucking with
buildings?"
you.
We should, Dave. Invent Weeble Wobble buildings, and we can make billions of dollars. We'll sell them to the Japanese,
Oh man.
Dude, I was in like 4 earthquakes while I was there. Which was
He
nuts.
tagged
Japan?
He tagged
Yeah,
Elon
I was
Musk.
sitting in a Starbucks and everybody's phones went off, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" And then I felt, and I thought it was like vertigo, where it's like you feel really dizzy. And I was like, "What's fucking happening right now?" And I was like, "What happened?" Because my phone still synced up to America, so I wasn't getting the notifications. And then somebody's like, "Oh, it's an earthquake." I was like, you don't feel the vibrations or anything. Like it just feels like everything that you're on is shifting. So the ground's not shaking. Where you're at is shifting. And it was
That
fucking
would mess
nuts.
with me.
It was
I've-
fucking nuts.
Like heard one here, like at work.
We've
I
had
have-
2 or
I
3 in the
haven't
last
felt
year.
one. Yeah.
I remember waking up.
I just hear like the window on the door going.
Yeah.
"Oh," I'm like, what the
We woke up last year when we had there was one.
Yeah,
down
that
in
one that was
Oklahoma.
It
pretty.
was like an 8.2, wasn't it?
And
Like, it was fucking huge.
we woke up
Because
to the
of the
doors
Pretty big.
rattling. We're like, what the hell? I mean, it was like 3 a.m. We're like, what the hell's going on? Like, what is this sound? And the dogs were freaking out. And it was the after, or not the aftershock, but the far kind of foothills of the earthquake, I guess.
Yes, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like when you're in your car and you think you're floating forward, and then you press on the brake, and you're like, "Oh shit, that's not happening." But it's somebody else is either drifting back or forward, and you're like, "Whoa, oh shit, let me balance everything out again." It's like that. It's like that.
I was behind this lady at lunch. I'm guessing it was a lady because I sucked at driving. Brian Lyles from work is in his truck and he's driving next to her and he hits this puddle and it's just rooster tails onto her windshield and she slams on the brake and I'm behind her. I'm like, I just laughed. I couldn't even get fucking mad. It was hilarious.
Because you
I
freaked
was
out
like, yeah,
about
probably a
some
woman or
water.
a person.
So
Good old Brian Lau.
I-
I love that dude.
I told you the story today about how I was walking between buildings pushing a cart in my fucking raincoat in a rainstorm. And
Fuck me up.
as I was walking through a parking lot, there were people that were like driving beside me. I'm like, listen, if you motherfuckers are so impatient that you're going to drive fast beside me and you make one of these puddles fly up on me, I'm going to lose my shit. I was close.
On your bike?
No, it was just, I was working. I was pushing a cart from one building to another. And you got all these people that are driving around in the rain, low visibility, and they're all in a hurry because everybody's always in a hurry anymore. And
Yeah.
it's raining now.
You know, it's one thing I've noticed, man. Nobody cares about taking the trip. They're all about like getting to the destination.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's one of those things. Like back in the day, you know, you'd pick out destinations along the way. These are the things we want to stop. We want to see. But anymore, it's like point A, point B. We don't give a fuck what's in the middle. And it kind of sucks.
Yep.
So you mentioned that. And
That's
you
how I
mentioned
used
yours.
to be road tripping. And we tried once. Sorry.
No.
And Julie's like, can we stop here and like see this? And I'm like, yeah, let's try it once. Because I'm usually like, fuck it, we ain't stop until we get there.
Right.
And then we did that and it made the trip go quicker. Because it was enjoyable instead of torture.
And you remember it. You obviously remember it. So.
Yeah.
We went to Hutch probably 8-9 years ago, and it started to snow while we were at the Cosmosphere, and we were driving back, and a semi cut us off. And this was like as it's snowing, when it's very wet snow, and all he's doing for probably 2 miles is just slinging mud into our windshield. and I've got it on the quickest setting that it'll go, and it's just as soon as it wipes, it's full again. And I'm trying to get far enough back, but it's a lot of tires, and it's fucking slinging it back. And I know that there's a turnoff coming, and I'm trying frantically to get this clean so that we can get to where we're going. And I'm going like 40 and a 65, and he's just still slinging it back. And I was so scared shitless. I was like, I'm going to hit a car. We're going to die. Because he decided to merge lanes in front of us, and I can't even see to merge a lane. Yeah. So, that's a fucking scary thing. And it was all... Why? Because he wanted to get in the left lane to go quicker?
He's fucking gambling with lives.
God damn. Yeah, I was scared shitless.
It ain't chips, it's people. He's just like...
Right.
There's like people around me.
It was like
200 years ago.
It was like the summer of like 2000.
Died of dysentery.
It was like 2008, 2009. There's a big amount of snow that hit here in Kansas, and I was on my way from Lawrence. I went to go see some friends of mine, and I was driving back to Wichita, and I hit that fucking that pay road going fucking south or whatever. And I literally was driving 20 miles per hour on the fucking interstate because, like, the snow was so goddamn ridiculous. But it was the same thing. Those semis, right fucking past you. They didn't give a shit because they're getting paid, like, fucking by anything else.
Their fucking windshields are 12 feet in the air.
And that was back when I had my Grand Prius, so, like, that was fucking terrifying, man. Yeah, I had to hit my boss was like, by the way.
A paragraph that starts with Jason. You want to read it, Jason?
Keep slamming into the elevator because it won't open. What?
Read it out loud for the audio.
Jason reminds me of the guy riding a scooter that keeps slamming into the elevator because it won't open. Then it opens, and he falls down the elevator shaft. Look it up. That's a real thing. Moral of the story, it's stubborn. A scooter in an elevator? What?
So there's an elevator, door's closed, he keeps ramming into it, waiting for it to open, it finally opens, he goes forward, the elevator's not there.
On a fucking scooter?
Like what kind of scooter? Like a motorbike scooter?
Man, if you're talking about like one of
fucking razor. Yeah, moped or razor. David, we're not looking it up.
I don't think it's either. I think he's talking about like one of the...
one of
yeah, fuck you.
What is that thing called? Like a go-go or something?
Yeah,
I have no
fucking hover around.
Yeah, yeah, motorized scooter. Maybe it's real.
You always see them at crosswalks.
Oh shit! I actually think I know what he's talking about. There's maybe it's a Chinese video, and it fucking opens up, and he just falls down the fucking hole. I think I've actually seen this.
Post the video,
I think
Gavin.
I've seen this video.
No, Gavin.
There's a GIF of it, so I'm pretty sure
what?
I've seen it. A GIF.
You son of a bitch.
GIF. It's GIF. The guy who created it pronounces it GIF. So it is a GIF.
Well, he's a fucking dumbass.
And it is a giraffe? Is that what you're saying? Just making sure.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. Logic
but
plays no part in this
There's
world.
no,
I say GIF.
If I give you something,
When Donald Trump is your president,
there's no volume, but it definitely
logic plays no
GIF.
part in the society.
No. Our language is so much. It doesn't matter.
Bomb, tomb, and comb. That's my example of our language.
Yeah. There.
This might be it.
I think it is.
Because I didn't see a guy in the thing until...
You call me Gavin, I'm supposed to listen. Nope.
Gavin.
He's
Definitely pounding through the goddamn doors.
I'm glad we have such a special relationship.
Yeah.
There it was.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, I found the video. He watched it. That's fucked up.
Wait. What is that they used to say during the Obama era? Not my president.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it was? Yeah. Take the bait.
Not my president. He's like, now I can make you watch any video I want. He's like, Chris reminds me of this small Scooby-Doo looking character that he just makes us watch.
He puts in all the SEO words.
Yeah.
In his
like
posts
Zoink
or
Scoob.
comment.
He just makes us watch a whole episode of Scooby-Doo.
That would be time well spent. A classic Scooby-Doo.
I dig some good Scooby-Doos, man.
Ah, fucking
So
my
good.
wife sends me the fucking video.
She sent it too. Yeah, on point, Sarah. On point.
How do we play it in the background?
Oh man.
Jamie, make it work.
Who the fuck is Jamie?
From
Rogan.
Joe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jamie, goddamn it, make it work.
He gets paid. I don't.
Oh, good point. Good point. I have
So
said.
fuck your video.
I have said repeatedly.
Just
the
play
first
John
time
Wick
that
in
we
the
start
background. Fuck it.
being able to support somebody to be on the show should be Chris.
What is this?
After beer.
What were the keywords?
I don't know.
I picked.
Jason
I love that
running
you're
into
fake
elevator.
timing
No, I
like it's a
picked,
movie.
Elevator.
I picked. No, listen. Motorized scooter falling in elevator.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Don't wait. Just go.
Oh no! I did that.
That's it. Yep.
As a wait, which one of you mentioned this? Which who was it? Was it Tate? Was it Tate who
Yeah,
mentioned
Tate
Scooby-Doo?
wants it.
There you go, Tate. There you go.
He can sit between us.
I forgot you had that giant motherfucking Scooby-Doo, man.
Yeah, I won that for Julie a while back at a fair.
Nice, dude. That's a big ass prize. You must have done good as fuck.
Yeah, man, it was one of those old school milk carton things.
You
play
knocked them all
baseball
down?
at. Fuck yeah, I can throw, dude. I used
Yeah, but it's like strategy still. Even if you can throw, like you gotta have
it's
strategy
all
to
it's
knock them
all
all down.
pointing this hand and throwing at your fingers. That's how I throw.
But like this,
'Cause I
you
used to
have to
pitch.
have strategy as far as like where you hit the bottles and shit too.
No,
Cause it's rigged.
I
That
just-
shit's rigged.
I'll tear them up.
I'm not saying you can't throw that. I'm not taking that away from you. But those carny shit is fucking rigged, man.
Yeah, they are. I agree with that.
Failish.com.
Like you can shoot a basketball 100 times, make a free throw every time. You go to the carnival and try to make that fucking free throw shot and win a prize. Good fucking luck because that shit's ovaled out.
True.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's
See the
impressive as
Scooby
fuck.
here? Look at him.
No, that night, that Carney had no chance.
Fuck you, Edward the Carney. I hope you're watching this later.
Me too. What is this?
If you got beef, hit up these boys on brewsbrosbs.com and they'll fuck you up.
Man, Chris, you're doing some magic in here.
Nah.
Yeah, he is. He's a magic motherfucker. Play it. There it is.
Why you playing? Shit. Hold up.
It's funny as fuck.
Look at this, dude.
Hold up. Where is it?
I really want to see this video. Now it's got me enticed.
Well, you're watching it right now.
I'm watching part of it.
Interact. God damn it. There you are. Pause.
Rewind.
He's certainly trying to get that scooter in there, isn't he?
Wait for the viewers.
Nah, we don't care.
They probably watched it. I'm wasting my fucking time.
Everybody else is already in, dude.
You're doing it dutifully, though.
There's a coffee pot back there.
I don't know why.
It's a coffee pot?
Yeah. It's a coffee pot sitting at a coffee table. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why either. Oh god.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit! It is that one.
Yep. Absolutely.
I don't know about that, but
It's
gonna
kind
have
of
to
weird.
work.
Just do it. Feels right. It feels good.
Just do it. Yeah.
Pull the trigger.
Let's just do this and then roll with it.
Pull the trigger. There it
Jason's the only one being able to do something right now. Okay. I said Jason's the only one you can see. That's pretty good.
It's about me. That's shit.
is. How do we restart the video?
He's got it. Rewind it. Yep.
Oh fuck.
Chris is the man.
You gotta transition it, right?
You
Oh
want
my
me to-
god.
Yeah,
Chris is
bro.
such a goddamn wizard. Look at him.
Jamie, I got this.
Come on, Jamie, make it happen.
Jamie's a bitch.
There's no volume though.
It doesn't need. No, there's no volume when you play it either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's silent.
This is Jason.
So we got an elevator.
Jason's not this dude. Just wait.
Elevator's
Stubborn?
closing.
Is that- I'm not that stubborn. I don't think I'm
Elevator's
stubborn about
closing.
anything.
Some
Pretty
handicapped
passive.
bro.
Hold up, dude. You're like fucking jumping forward like crazy.
Hey, this
no.
is my show now.
I do like Jamie.
Guess.
He's badass. Oh, he's getting pissed.
You better open those goddamn
You
doors.
gotta hold the elevator for me.
Bitch, I said hold that door.
I'm entitled, damn it. I'm in a scooter.
Look at this thing. Look at my power. Respect my authority.
Oh,
Right in the
Oh,
basement. Right in
God.
the goddamn
He
basement.
gone. He gone. He gone.
what the fuck?
Great.
He gone.
That was great. Thank you
Oh.
for sharing that. That was wonderful.
It was good, right? Hey, if I'm gonna be a guest, I'm gonna bring something to the table,
Oh,
and I just
man.
brought the scooter.
Can you go back to our Facebook on the bottom so we can see what's up with that?
Oh, man.
Chris, do it now!
So fucking bossy.
Damn, dude.
Here we are.
I don't remember all this shit
Oh.
when I was here. Tate's been
So
getting
true.
bossier.
So, snacks.
Snacks!
If we have Dustin watch.
Yep.
Snacks.
God damn it, David.
Dude, that video is bomb as shit, though. I
You're
love
trying
that.
to make me fucking put shit up on the screen.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, don't do what he says. Don't fucking put that video up.
I'm at Dave's
Snacks.
mercy.
Fuck you, Dave. Don't do it just because he asked for it. There it is.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I've seen this.
I've never seen this.
You haven't seen this?
I've never seen
Just
this.
play the video. Don't let the viewers watch. Make them guess.
Jamie, make it happen.
I can watch it on my phone.
Make the videos guess.
Yep. Bitch. Don't yell at me like that.
Watch it, dude. It's so funny. Don't let the viewers watch. Fuck those guys.
I have to.
Thank you,
That's
Scooby.
true.
Look at her.
Bitch is intense.
It's so good. Me and Dave used to yell this at each other before
Dave's
shows.
probably laughing too.
Yeah, he
Oh.
absolutely is. He's cracking up. Me and Dave used to yell this at each other
Oh,
before shows.
yeah.
I want snacks. You
So-
gotta prove it. Throw it over, dude.
So this is like the.
It automatically plays.
Have you ever
Oh.
seen the video of the little girl who's at the? She's staring out her window and she just keeps saying, like, she's maybe 18 months old. She's, I smell like beef. I smell like beef.
No.
Like, that reminds me of that.
I want snacks.
It's probably not even playing volume for them.
Go to the Facebook down on the lower screen.
They can hear it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Snacks.
She's reaching for the door, not the wrong way.
She knows they're in the fucking door. Dude, that's the best part, dude. The whole thing.
Stop listening to Gavin.
Yep, that's it.
That's probably it.
Is this the one about the girl who's like, oh,
Yeah.
I want meat?
Oh,
Oop.
God. No, 15 goddamn seconds?
Oh.
It's for a 10-second fucking video. Fucking Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
You're walking on the moon bullshit.
Snack
Dude, but this
dragons.
video is like from their fucking first point of views. It's the same girl! That's the same girl!
She's possessed.
That's the same girl, dude. Look at this.
Different onesie.
That's the same little girl.
I smell like beef.
Dude, that's the same little girl.
And she's fucking smiling like a child. I smell like beef. I smell
Dude, that's the
like
same little
beef.
fucking
So,
girl.
Jason.
It's a
What's
hoax,
up?
Dave. We've been hoaxed.
Oh.
I think it was yesterday morning. I woke up at like 4 or 4:30, and I popped open Reddit because it was one of those wide awake wake ups.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Fuck it, let's see what's on Reddit." All top post is talking about climate change and resources going
Mhm.
away and all that shit, like you mentioned like
Mhm.
a month ago. I didn't go back to sleep.
It's fucking scary, isn't it?
Yeah,
Holy shit! Where they talk about, hey, at the rate that we're using it up,
dude.
our children won't be able to live out a full life.
No, you're talking. If we keep going as right now in 10 years, it's irreversible.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It might have been last week or the week before, where I was like, they say the
It's-
first person to be killed for water in America will happen in the next 20 years.
Even though it's already happened with Flint, Michigan.
Well,
But like on a grand scale,
yeah,
fuck yeah.
nobody has been murdered for water in Flint, Michigan. Murdered. That will happen. That will absolutely happen in the next 20 years. That's fucking crazy to think about.
The whole thing that got me was the rich not relying on military power because they're going to be loyal to the people, but AI to protect them from everybody. And like building castles and having fortresses to still survive and say fuck you poor.
So there was a.
I think it's gonna become a huge poor versus AI and rich.
Possibly
In the next 15 years, 20
but
maybe.
there's supposed to be. So the original intention behind the military was to support the people. That's what it's supposed to be about, support the people. But it has been government controlled.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, should there ever be an outbreak like the one that you're mentioning, if it will be support the people, or if it will be support the wealthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
The people who back them, the people who pay their wages.
It'll be mixed, I think. I think it'll be half and half.
How
50-50 is a pretty good number.
So cognitive dissonance is going against something that you believe in. How much would that cause this in an instance where you are somebody who's from the poor Midwest, and now you are fighting against the people who are from the poor Midwest because somebody who's rich, who's backing you and paying your paycheck, is fighting you to fight this war? Holy shit.
A lot of thoughts and or dreams, nightmares about somebody knocking on my door saying, we're splitting you up, like you and your wife are going to separate camps. Like, whether you defend yourself in that moment or go, okay, let's see what happens. And, like, shooting through walls. And, like, I've had this dream reoccurring for fucking years to where it's like...
God damn. What's that? There's a
I don't want to
show.
say it's a premonition because...
Handmaid's Tale?
No. It's got the guy from. It's got the guy from
like
Lost.
I hear
the guy
some
who's the
people
asshole in
knocking
Lost.
on,
The blonde
I
guy.
know it's not.
Okay, Sawyer?
Sawyer.
Right.
He plays the husband in the show.
So there's one
And
where I
it's
shoot through the fucking
this
walls
alien
with
race
my
has
AR.
come down,
Then there's one where I
segregated
give myself
cities with
up.
walls.
Like I'm playing
And,
through scenarios in my mind.
Like they're running shit. Fuck. Okay, hold on. I'll look it up. Dude, you have to watch it. It's exactly what he's kind of talking about, though.
Like I've almost had a dream
I
per
forgot
scenario of how I would react to that same situation.
You know, there's not a... I could be... Sarah, I love you. I love you more than anything. I could be separated from Sarah, no problem. If they try to pull my kid away from me, I'm fighting to my fucking death.
Mm-hmm.
I will fight until I'm bloody fucking stumps in the street. That will happen 100% of the time. 100% of the time.
But I have, like, my mom or brother and shit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I mean, your wife, too. I mean, it always was until I had my kid, and you'll hopefully experience this soon, as we were here. It was right here, and she was above me a little bit, and then it was definitely once my kid came. Oh, my kid. There's immeasurable amounts of space between the two. And I mean, it's the top two people in my life, but there's such a gap.
Like your wife
it's
stays
fucking
on Earth, and your
it's fucking crazy.
kid takes a rocket ship.
Oh yeah, I mean it's so crazy because this is a person who trusts you for everything that they're going to be and everything. I mean that's
the
that's
most
just how it
fucked
is.
up thing too with the whole climate change and resources running out is the people in power now don't give a fuck because they're going to die in the next 15 years.
The CEO of Nestle, did you
By
hear
the
what he
time
said about clean water?
By the time it starts killing us and there isn't oxygen, it's all methane and shit,
Oh,
they'll be gone. So we don't have the power to change it now, but we'll deal with the repercussions. And
Oh,
and our
absolutely.
children and grandchildren will.
absolutely.
That's what's fucking freaky.
It's so we think that things have changed since the 1300s.
We need to
when it
get
was
rid
the-
of all these old balls.
when it was the feudal era, but
And go,
it's still exactly
you
the same way.
You don't care about killing us in 20 years, so let's just kill you now.
You
Like,
think
I
that
just
would
said that
happen?
on camera, but I don't give a fuck. Like that's how real it is.
You would think that would happen, but it has literally been the same play out of history,
Yep.
but with different people in power. And it's always one or a few in power, and then everybody else under.
And
One or a few in power, and everybody else under.
and when
It's
that
the same thing now.
happens, it could be justified, even though it's like a Holocaust type event, because of the circumstances and how they fucked up now.
So we think that, and we want this
Right.
idyllic society, and we hope for it, but maybe now we're finally becoming evolved enough that we can understand what the end goal is, to where it is socialist, or it is Marxist, or it is
Fuck putting a
communist,
label on it.
or it
It's
is
just
something
taking
that
care of the
follows
human
that
race
cycle.
and the earth.
So that, which would be communist or paradisical. I mean, it would be something along those lines.
I don't know what
But
either of those
we-
mean. I
we
just care
don't-
about the
we don't
survival
follow
of the
it.
planet and humans.
We don't follow it. We don't follow it well enough.
No.
And I mean, I think I said
It's
it
all
last week.
greed.
I believe that that's the reason why people covet an apocalyptic society where 95% of the human population gets
Oh,
wiped off
people
the
love
earth.
the idea, but when it comes down to it, they're
Oh,
fucked.
yeah. Most everybody would be.
Mhm.
But it's what they crave, because then not only are they a wanted member of society, they don't have to compete for resources.
Yep.
I mean, it will be a new beginning, and that's what people want. But they don't want to be the person who's left out.
But they will be.
So I mean, it's a
Our
very,
lifetime
very hard thing.
fuck, dude.
And
Like-
it gets worse. I mean, we burn through those resources, and we have a higher population now than there's ever
We're gonna
been
pay for
at
this,
any point
these baby
ever in the
boomers.
past.
We say our lifetime's fucked, but our perspective is so skewed with the privilege that we have.
This is very true.
I
too.
agree with us having it very well right now, but I think we're going to pay for it later because of what the baby boomers have done.
It won't be us. It will be the next generation.
Generation.
It absolutely will be.
But even the next generation and the generation after that are still going to be fortunate compared to the generation that
You
was
hope.
800 years ago or
You hope.
1500 years ago.
So, but will those generations have to stress over the fact that they know that they'll never be able to provide in the future? So, at that point, in this instance, if you knew that you were going to have a child and you knew that this child was going to suffer their whole lives, or their life would not be comfortable or well, would you want to do that? And now you have an entire generation that has to face that same dilemma.
It makes me
How-
not want to have a kid
how does
even
that
more.
happen?
Right.
Like, I was already hesitant, and Julie and I don't want kids. But now that I'm reading more and more shit about the future, I'm a pessimist. Like, I don't see it going and getting better.
I think to a
I'm
point
an
it will.
optimist, but when I read about shit like this, it counteracts that like tenfold.
Life will survive.
We are social enough now that I believe
Maybe.
that we can counterbalance it. Yes.
You have to account for the fact that
You say life will survive. That doesn't mean people will
it
survive.
doesn't mean human life.
It could go back to roaches
It
and
doesn't-
fucking.
But I mean, if that were the case, and it takes
I want life to survive.
it takes 4 million years for the planet
That's
to be able
nothing
to
to the
recover.
planet.
Yeah, exactly. As far as the scope of the length of the time the planet has been
Fuck
around.
that. I want humanity to continue from now.
That's
I don't see that.
a
happening,
lost
though.
hope. No, humanity will not
That's
be
what I'm
around
talking
that
about.
long.
Humanity will,
We're
but
too
it will be a
self-destructive.
select few. I mean, we will get to a point
Not
where
all.
it is.
Not this
we have to
population that we
protect.
got right
Yeah,
now.
it will
no
be.
way.
We have
Too
to
soft.
protect. I mean, it will be under. It'll be under 1 billion in 100 years.
We're too self-destructive.
Yeah, unless we can come up with a good way to do it where
Unless
we colonize.
technology speeds up more than the decline,
We would
like
have
exponentially, to where we can
Yes.
go. Let's turn the button on and fix it.
to. So we would have to colonize, but in order to do that, we have to pull Earth resources.
Occupy Mars.
How are we going to do that? How are we going to pull resources for a planet
Fuck that.
has to
Like, I
sustain?
even put that in one of my songs too. Like, how will Mars even help us? How can we run from these demons? Like, fix what's here before we go fuck up another planet.
So you say
Well, Mars
that.
was the old place that we fucked up already, and we left there. And now that it's
You
finally
think.
recovering, we're trying to go back.
But
So Earth is actually our new habitat.
You
Mars is
hippy
where
dippy
we used to
motherfucker, dude.
think of how many times you criminalized and vandalized and just basically said, what a terrible place to live was China when China was facing overpopulation. And they still are. But when you're like, hey, you're only allowed one child for every couple so that it reduces population so that they can sustain. And you're like, what a fucked up place to be. I'm an American. I can have 50 children if I want to have 50 fucking children. Nobody's going to tell me who I can fuck and how many kids I have to give away or put down. But what happens when we actually face
You
that?
say put down?
Put down. Yeah, absolutely.
God damn.
It is put down.
Civilization.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
shouldn't
it is.
matter. We're all human. Like, fuck cultural standpoints. We should all work together as a team to save the planet and
I'm gonna
humanity.
forget
It's
that.
not
can't
human nature.
Start calling me.
Colin.
Instead of go territorial and
Chris.
gang related.
Chris,
Not
look
human
up calling
I
me.
know, but fuck. Fix that.
Look up calling me.
We can't
That's
go
the
against
show.
it. We absolutely
Bullshit.
can't.
You'd love that show.
It's again what I was referring to earlier. It's cognitive dissonance. You can't go against your best interest without it taking some sort of mental toll on you. There's no way that you can go against it and say, "Hey, you know what? I understand the reason why this is happening, but it's against my belief, but I'll do it anyway," without it taking an effect on you. There's no possibility of that. There's none.
If it saves a planet, I agree with it. If it kills some of the people within humanity, to save the planet, I agree with it.
So it's the flood in the
Like,
cave.
don't
scenario.
save the fucking weak.
So
Let the weak
perfect
pass.
perfect example. Have you heard the flood in the cave scenario?
No.
Okay, so there's a big flood that's coming, and the village has to be rescued, and the women and children are pushed into this cave first, and then the men and the elderly. So now it's washing back out, but only the select few can leave, and now the men and the elderly are in the front to try to get out, but it's such a mess and a jumble. What do we do? Do we kill off the men and the elderly so they can be pushed under, and we can escape the women and the children, or do we try to get the men and the elderly out because these are the people with the most wisdom and the people with the most strength?
No,
So what do we do?
First.
So in order to get the children out first, we have to eliminate the men and the elderly, all of them. Is that what we do? And how does that benefit strength in the society where they're now going to need to till land, understand resources, understand management of utilities, and all those things? It doesn't.
But you figure it out.
But I would say in today, I would say
you
in
would
today's
absolutely hope.
day and age, though, it's a little bit different scenario in the fact where, like, I mean, you can figure out anything as far as knowledge goes. So, like, the elderly problem wouldn't be a problem, but as far as like the men for strength, that would be a
Because
bigger.
you can't justify killing half the old men and men to save only half the children.
So you
In my
think,
mind.
but as far as resource value, if you
Wisdom and all that shit, hell yeah.
if you
it makes
had to-
sense, but
if you had to restart
they've
society,
lived tenfold compared to that kid.
absolutely. But if you're talking about a 30-year-old man who has the ability to cultivate things around you, is it easier to say, hey, this 6-year-old kid has no value, and this 30-year-old man, if as long as a woman is saved,
But that 30-year-old
they
man
can
has old
recreate.
values.
I would say
yeah.
the children and the women, the
And
men and the
tainted
old,
values.
the men and the old have to
Children
be pushed
are-
under, because the children.
100%.
If you talk about
old man
a
and
species
children?
surviving, the children are inevitably going to be made up of young men and young women, and so they have the ability to
What are we
procreate.
considering children, though?
So,
under 10?
I
or
would
under
say
18?
I would say under 15. But in this instance that you're talking about too, what if they don't have the strength? Well, they don't have the knowledge because it was this generation that did it, and now it's them struggling to survive, or maybe they can't even make enough of a future that
To
the
where they have the
remaining
chance to
population
procreate.
can survive.
Yeah.
I mean, do you take it? Another scenario is, and this isn't you or your wife. You and your wife get pregnant. She goes into childbirth, and she has complications. Do you save her, or do you save the child? Why? If you save her,
Sorry,
you can have
but
another child.
even if it
If you
ain't
save
my
a child,
kid-
you have another generation.
Even if it's
What
not
do you
my
do?
kid and I'm in that cave situation,
Mhm.
I'm killing myself before I kill that kid. That decision's already made today, before I even go into that scenario.
So now it's a bunch of fucking idiot kids.
I don't care. I've already lived way past them, like multiples of their life.
But you still have, I mean, as far as society is today, you still have 60 years. You have 60 years on you, easy, and that's 3 times what.
Yeah, I'm still a child in my mind, like right now.
Absolutely. So imagine what you can bring to society.
Hey, Chris, you're a child in all of our minds, too.
I know. I know.
So just imagine what you can bring to society.
That's
It's,
just
it's
my-
more value in the long run.
My opinion.
I mean, I absolutely understand, but that's the dilemma as things move forward. For would we save ourselves? Would we sacrifice ourselves thinking that the next generation is going to pick it up? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've discussed that this evening. Or would we say, hey, we are the generation that defined it, and we have to redo this? I mean, there's
I
a
do
huge
agree that
cut.
our age group has a lot of shit figured out, though.
Oh.
As far as like what.
But we also still have a lot of shit to figure out.
And we stress about a lot of that
but
shit to figure out.
What could help people compared to our elders?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Agreed.
I will say this: a lot
And
of the shit
technology
we have to
factors
figure
in.
out will be a
Yes.
lot easier when they're gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
As
'Cause we won't have
shitty as
people
it
fight
is,
it.
And I've
agree.
said this a million times over about this town in general. Here, where we're all at, this town will fucking boom. It will be huge, but you gotta wait like 10 more years.
10 more years? 30 more years.
I want to give it that. I said 10 more years. Let some of them start
Unless a little bit of intervention is.
Yeah, 10 years we can kill all the
Yeah, I mean, the brakes are gone. It's slick out.
No, but yeah, and it's just kind of I mean, it's one of those things. The growth of this town could be exponential, considering where we are on the major intersection of two giant interstates. Salina should be fucking massive by now. But we're not. And it's because, okay, well, we've got some restaurants and that. Well, okay, GM wanted to fucking build a factory here. That would be nice for us. Yeah. But nope. The people who own all the other fucking places in here didn't want them to pay more than what everybody else is going to.
Tyson wanted to expand it as well, and they wouldn't let them do it.
Yep, same exact thing.
This is the city council, right?
We couldn't even get a fucking Love's gas station in this town.
I didn't know anything about Love's.
Yeah, it's building in Abilene now. Abilene took it because they tried to build a hill and we didn't want anything to do with it because we already had like two. We had the Flying J and we had the other big one on the interstate there on the
Pilot.
side. Yeah, maybe that's
Pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they didn't want anything to do with the Loves. So we said. So our city council said, "Nah." I'm sure one of those owners are somewhere on that fucking board. And now Abilene has a fucking Loves, which is weird as shit, but.
Same thing with Riverwalk. Riverwalk got shut down 8 times until finally got a new council in that was like, okay, we got enough votes. I mean, you should think after a certain amount of time, like, no, we don't pass this for 5 more years, 10 more years, something like that.
Right.
Not we keep trying every fucking 6 months until we got the right crew in here to pass it.
Remember we were talking about last week, like running for mayor and shit? That's why I think people our age should run for office more, because then you find that gem that can change things for the better and make the right decisions or help make the right decisions.
So I agree with you 100%. Does anybody in this room know how to begin to do that? That's something that they don't ever teach you, that you don't ever go to. There's no class on that. There's no schedule for that. There's no
the class
anything.
for that is basically debate in high school, which is fucking weird.
No, I mean, you could do it without debate, though, in a sense.
But, like, that, to me, that doesn't make sense at all either, because somebody that could have a great moral ground compared to somebody with an intellectual ground can differ. So somebody like you, Jason, who is smart as fuck and knows a ton of shit compared to me with shitty morals.
But your moral
you kill me in a debate.
Black and white.
But I may be better as far as like helping children and kids out, or like helping the community.
Yeah.
I'm just saying examples.
No,
not saying like
I
how
love
we
this.
are. Like, no, you're smart as fuck. You're in my phone is like Jason Genius. But
is he really?
Oh, yes, he is.
Okay.
He's
Jesus.
Don't tell him that, though. Don't tell him that.
Never gonna go down.
Take you into school with me, you know this.
He's known that since I met him. He's
Jason the mediocre.
But
I have him as J Money
You know what
because
I
I
mean?
didn't want to boost him
Like
up
you-
too much.
I agree.
nobody can win if they don't try.
I
got you.
absolutely
Absolutely.
agree. But do you start with town hall meetings? Do you start by showing up?
You just
Do
get
you
engaged in
immediately
the
just start
community
running?
and
How do you get campaign backing? How do you get finance backing? Because you have to have finances. I mean, these are things that you never learn or you never know how to go into unless you've gone into like a political science class or multiple classes or get a degree in political science. But then at that point, you shouldn't be qualified to get in one of those positions.
At the same time, do you ever see any video or anything about these people running in Salina?
No.
No.
Nothing.
I would say, as
So,
a small town
That's
like
where you
this,
start.
this would be the place
Maybe you
to.
do small
make a
messaging on fucking PBS or whoever's small town cable bullshit and go, hey, I'm running for fucking
You have Access
mayor.
TV right here.
I'm
on
tired of
the-
these old heads doing all this bullshit and nonsense that nobody agrees with. Let's start anew. Like, I've been thinking about it for years,
Dude.
but I'm not 35 yet.
I don't know.
have 4 more years to kind of ground
So,
myself in public speaking.
For
I'm not very good at it still, but
city positions, I don't think there's an age requirement. I don't
Really?
believe for mayor,
No.
I know
governor,
Joey's tried
senator,
running
or
for
congressman.
something.
I
in
ran
there.
don't believe
for,
that
like,
there's an
state
age
senate or
requirement.
something like that.
The only thing that I believe that there's an age requirement for are Supreme Justice and
My thing is,
President,
Yeah.
which
I
is
would-
35.
I think you can do local citizen wise. I think you can do.
People look at it as a money grab instead of helping people and helping people like us.
It should never be a career.
I would do it on the side, working a fucking 40 or doing my music or doing whatever. Like, it's just be a part of my spectrum of me
Yes.
and trying to help people. Not some, I'm just going to sit in an office and say I'm the fucking mayor.
Well,
Fuck you.
That's what it used to be. It used to be dictated to individuals in a rotation. That was back during Roman
Popularity
time
shit.
until it turned to
I think
Julius
those days
Caesar.
are over.
So it ended up folding over to Julius Caesar, and he reigned for 28 years. Is that right?
Have you ever
Something
seen
like
the
that.
mayor on
Nearly
TV
30.
going, hey, I'll fight for you or anything?
No,
Never in our lives.
they don't care. So
It's like there's a void right there.
No,
I
It
don't
says,
know.
fill me.
Right.
I don't know if I mentioned this a while
You
ago.
know what I mean?
They
Go for it,
released how
Absolutely, you have
much.
my vote.
I'll help anybody.
Straight on.
They released how much companies donated to individual politicians, and it was on a very small scale. Like it went small scale to large scale. And some of the ones where they were fighting the most was on the smallest donations. It was under $1,000. $1,000 to buy your undying loyalty. I can't fucking imagine $1,000 in
That's the thing,
donations
too.
doing that. Like, how does
Now
that
imagine-
shape your future?
Imagine fighting against the grain, and then you have these ingrained old heads or people that have been in the offices for years and years going, hey, back down. We're going to offer you 10 grand. No, fuck your 10 grand.
Right.
I'm for the people.
It's not even that, but now imagine that this company
Because I can see that
wants to be
happening. We'll
so-
buy you out to shut the fuck up. No, I got a platform.
agreed.
You know what I
But
mean?
let's say you're doing very well and you have small funding, which is very possible. And now it's somebody who has a lot more funding, and all they do is run smear campaigns against you. And it's on every media
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh, this dude did
What-
this dude did that.
What can you do about that? You can't. It's constant, and
You
it's
shrug
so
it off and you still...
you can only do you, but at this point, it's everybody who's on any of this social media, anybody who's on regular media, and it's soaking in because they have the funding to build around that. I mean, they have the advertisement, and it hits more people. That's the whole key, is it hits
Right.
more people. Nobody has to be aware of these things, but once they're made aware, they're like, oh, this is the person, this sounds right. This sounds right. Oh, and this is the first I heard of it, and it says, this guy is shit. I don't care what he says now. Now this is the first that I heard of it. It's the thing that soaks in first. I mean, it's definitely one of those things, and that's the hardest part.
One of those loud mongering type shit.
Absolutely.
Shut the
Absolutely.
guy that's trying to shut us up.
You in here?
I'm gonna go get some cheeseburgers.
Or you get cheeseburgers.
I don't fucking know. Wherever-
Sonic has half-price cheeseburgers on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Tuesdays after 8. Woo!
Later, bro.
Peace out. Just letting you know. I found about it last week.
There it is. You're in.
Peace out, Brews Bros.
Yep.
Love you guys.
I love you too.
Let's we should probably
Yeah,
round up
we're over
Holy
2
shit! It's
hours.
over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Holy God!
Sorry, fellas.
No. It's good.
I went on a tirade.
I appreciate it.
Good fight, good night.
Good
Celebrity
fight.
deathmatch.
I don't have.